the Intelligent Idea Topic Podcast.
Yo, yo, yo. Hey, yo, drum roll and whatnot. Yeah, guys, thanks for joining us once again. We back for another episode of the Intelligent Idea Talkers podcast for the week of May 2nd, 2026. Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, D.
This is Juice.
Hey, we missing Big Frank, man. Hope Big Frank feels well. You know,
Yeah,
or
man.
hey, Frank, if you're listening, jump in whenever you feel well, man.
Yeah, bro. Zero might have caught the COVID, man. Hopefully not. I heard that shit's going around though, man. Like my coworker caught it. And we all work remotely, you know what I'm saying? But my coworker caught it. And then my other coworker said her daughter had it. And this was all like over the last 2 weeks. So the COVID's going around, man. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I might
hope
be
y'all's vaxxed up.
I might be,
you know what I'm saying? If you survive this amount long, you might be straight.
I might be a bit of a conspiracy theorist, you know, but I do feel like, you know, we've kind of all had COVID at some point in time. I mean, at this point, I'm not sure how much a vaccination would or would not help someone, you know? I feel like that someone has already built up the antibodies to kind of, you know, if we're still talking about the same strain of COVID. See, that's what's so weird about it. It's like, how many different strains of the flu actually
that go like this,
you know?
Cross, go like this, all kinds of fucking...
I mean, it mutates, right? So it's a virus.
The virus
so
mutates.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, so even if you take the vaccine for COVID-19, you know, say something comes out in 2030, or it's scary, man. When you look at the state of the world,
COVID 2026,
like it is very scary, man. Like one little block out of place collapses the whole system, you know, like one little, I mean, think about it. Like, think about like global supply chains that were interrupted because of COVID, you know? So it's like society is that really that fragile? We're really that fragile. We're just teetering on the brink, you know? And it's just going to take something to push us over, really.
It's crazy that, like, I don't know, everybody's so jaded because I think societies have always been fragile, man. Like, that's why there's always so many goddamn laws. Like, everybody's got laws. So, because y'all know, like, if motherfucker was just like, hey, you do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like, this shit ain't gonna hold together. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and then you got pressure, like things that happen outside of laws. You know, like empires have come and gone so many times for so many reasons. Like, as they always say, you know, it's just like, you never know what's gonna rock the boat, you know?
Yeah.
Until that joint capsizes. Because, like, that's all this is, man. We just a society floating.
Just kind of floating on the wind.
All we need is a big, fat ass whale like Trump to fucking tip that bitch over. And now we're in a war with Iran. And then they close the Straits of Hormuz, and he's like, I didn't know they could do that. And they,
you know,
so they closed the Straits of Hormuz. He was like, I didn't know they could do that. And anybody who's like been working in this shit for like 50 years is like, we knew they were gonna do that. But you know, and then that's all it takes. And then society, fucking everybody's like, oh. So,
and it's so crazy because it's like, I'm sure he has advisors, and there's other things at play, right? Besides just Trump's opinion. I know Trump is the one that we all look to for, you know, whatever kind of leadership, because he is the commander in chief, right? But that's why he has a cabinet and advisors and generals and people around him. And like, I'm sure they knew this was a possibility, you know, of oil prices spiking and everything being thrown out and the strait being closed. And it's like, there was no other option, bro. Like, I'm sure they knew what was going to happen. I'm sure he didn't think, I didn't know this could happen. You know what I mean? That just sounds crazy,
dude. Like,
they don't have like, all possible scenarios.
You're not watching him. Like, he's like, nobody knew they. You know
Yeah,
how
I
he does
get
like
it.
nobody knew. Like he did that. Nobody
but
knew.
you got to remember,
Nobody knew
at the end of the
healthcare
day,
was this complicated. Nobody knew that Iran would be this complicated. Like
at the end
nobody
of the day,
knew.
he
Like
is a
we all
celebrity.
knew.
He's part celebrity, part showman, right? So a lot of that played dumb shit, I don't believe, because nobody can be that dumb. Okay, even if he's that dumb, even if he's that dumb on his own, that's why you have people around you, like
He fired half the government, right?
Yes, okay, I get it. Like
Okay.
the small potatoes, the kind of the in between, but
No. He fired 5-star generals.
And man, okay.
Remember?
Look, he's not running the government by himself. He's not making his decisions solely by himself, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
He's not. That is
You
true.
I refuse to believe that there's a million yes men around him and there's nobody around him that's gonna be like, hey, they're gonna close it straight. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody mentioned that shit. But whatever.
Or you could be like, there was guys around who was like, they're probably gonna close it straight to each other. And then Trump was like, we gotta go in. And they're like, all right.
Man, we gotta agree to disagree on that because I just it's
mind-boggling
to me. It's mind-boggling to me that someone can be that faulty.
So who's
an important position in government?
The guy, what's the guy who's the chief of the Department of War, the head of the Department of War now?
Shit, man, I don't
the
know
fucking the guy
who Comey, I don't know.
Comey.
I don't know this guy's name. I hear all these motherfuckers on the radio.
Did Comey die? Hegseth. P. Hegseth. You know the name, right? You heard the name.
Right.
Yeah, Hegseth. So that guy, that guy used to be, he was, before this, he was doing? He's the Department of the Head of War. Before this, what he was doing? This nigga was a commentator on Fox News. Ex-soldier, commentator on Fox News. The dude was just fucking a talking head on the news. And Trump was like, yeah, that's the guy I want. And put him in.
Yeah.
And now we're in war with Iran. It's crazy, bro. I don't know, man. It's okay. I don't know. I hate sounding like. No, I don't really care about dogging Trump, but
hang on. So I just Googled Pete Hegseth. This says Pete Hegseth is a former U.S. Army National Guard infantry officer who served in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Guantanamo Bay, earning two Bronze Star medals. A major, he served from 2003 through roughly 2021, later becoming a television host and author before being tapped for public office.
Yeah.
So at least he has some military background and career. It's not like he was just a YouTube host and then Trump decided to make him head of the Department of War.
He was a
he had some chops. He had some chops and where he was, you know what I mean? So you just phrased that like he just came out of nowhere. Trump just decided to hire his buddy.
I didn't lie though.
No, okay. No, you didn't lie, but
I knew he had military background and I knew he was, before this, he was a talking head on the news. So that's all I said. I don't know about the 2 Bronze Stars. I'm sure he earned them, right? I don't know but I also don't know ranks. I don't know what you get what you got to do to get a Bronze Star. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. But I know this motherfucker was a talking head before this. And I know this motherfucker is not qualified to lead the Department of Defense to the point where you change the name to the Department of War, to the point where you engage in a war with Iran. One of the motherfuckers who everybody else up to this point was like, we probably really shouldn't fight directly, and then fight them and lose.
And we all knew it because we were in Iraq, we were in Afghanistan, we were in and around Iran. So I'm sure they had just, I don't know the
they're
obvious
Muslim,
reasons that we're at war with Iran, right? But I'm sure there's just a lot of money at stake, to the point where all possibilities were exhausted before this had to come. I would hope that for the most part that we exhaust all possibilities before we resort to something like war. You know what I mean? Right? Because we know who's going to suffer at the end of the day. Me and you as the American consumer, right? Gas prices going up, everything going up. They just closed Spirit Airlines, right? We're going to talk about
and it's going to cost like thousands of lives of just civilians in Iran.
100%. You're right. That's why
Iran, fucking Lebanon, like
the people were
all across the Middle East, like they're just bombing. Just lives. It's everybody died, and Americans, we fucking feel the cost in our pockets. I just pulled a half tank of gas in that bitch, and that was $4.25. Just fucking crazy, bro. Like,
wait a minute.
$4.25.
You said $4.25 for a half. Okay, I thought you meant $4.25
per gallon.
God damn. Yeah.
Because I was up in I was up in Springfield, but like still, it's like crazy as shit. This is like fucking gas prices as fuck, man, and like
shit, gas, food. I mean, it all
food is going to be as a result. All this shit's going to go up, up, and up, and up.
Even flying, you know what I mean? Like you can't even. They don't even want to send you on vacation at a decent price anymore. You know, Spirit Airlines shutting down is bad. And I know I keep saying for us as the consumer, right? Obviously,
you're right, though.
There's no war being fought here, right? So like we don't feel the real. Our homes aren't being blown up.
That is like our biggest, like that is their gift and the curse. Like we as Americans, it's a gift, 100%. And I'm like, wow, whew. But it also makes us so fucking ignorant, man.
It is. One, and I wish I was more well traveled throughout the world, obviously, and maybe I'll get there one day. I'm sure I will because I'm about to start traveling, man. But
100%.
There's a reason that a lot of foreigners aspire to come here. You know what I'm saying? Like America does provide certain opportunities for you to be able to take care of your family and loved ones and yourself, and
make a lot of money.
There's a reason that people want to come here. You know what I'm saying?
And make a lot of money, yeah.
So, and you can take care of yourself. So in that sense, the economic model, like the governmental model does work, but it's just so corrupt at the core because like it's all about money. That's what it really comes down to, man. It's really all about money, bro.
It is, man. Like
people being blown up, all that, like, just comes down to money. Who's got the money and who doesn't, man? And
it's bad. That's like that.
Yeah, of course, because we're the ones who were suffering. Us having this is the greatest. It's like a gift and a curse. It's damn sure a gift, bro. Because people don't. I won't say they hate America, but they don't like us outside of here.
Right? So, that's because we're assholes.
Yes. Yeah.
It's hard to like people who are doing crazy shit and acting like nothing's ever going to touch them. We got touched once. 9/11, we got touched once. Like, and then that shit like led to just the slaughter of millions of people. And like, where we are and how we're positioned in our military, what we thought was our military might was like, it made it possible to exact retribution and like and target the wrong countries for when we were hit.
might not even be targeted the wrong country,
man. Like they just crazy
because that one thing that happened has not stopped till right now. Like it is still going. 2026. You know what I mean? 25 years later, we're still dealing with the ramifications of 9/11 as far as us being in the Middle East. But and it definitely wasn't even like attacking the wrong people. It was like, don't waste opportunity. So we don't care if they're the wrong people. We got the opportunity to go in there now and have a foothold in, in all this. So it's crazy, man. Yeah, it's crazy. I definitely don't understand it, but thank God we do have this this place in the world because I couldn't imagine, man. Like that's why they don't show Americans. We say it all the time. We know it. They don't show a lot of this shit on TV and a lot of actually what's happening throughout the world. On TV, they would rather keep us distracted with like, stupid games and football and all this and basketball, because, we don't have to see that shit and deal with it, man. And we just
we see it, we're like, oh, man, damn.
Right, damn. Somebody had to get blown up.
The peoples are having opinions.
Yeah, but I don't know if that video I sent it's like a little clip
Let me
of
see.
the guy running through. But yeah, apparently Trump had to get tried to get assassinated. I don't know if this was a true assassination. So I'll tell you a story about this real quick. So when did this happen? Last Saturday. Last Saturday,
I didn't come through.
And I was out, and I didn't get home. I didn't get home till later on because I know you and Frank were supposed to cast last week. All right, so I'm sitting at this place and I'm looking up at the TV, and I see this dude on the ground, right, like on the ground, face down. You know what I mean? I didn't know what was going on because we were in this place, and I was like, I couldn't really listen to it. But I seen the brother on the ground, and I'm like, damn, they got this nigga nose down in the carpet. And I'm about to go up there and say something to my son. My bad, my son is upstairs. It's funny to hear him talk to his girlfriend, like on the phone now. I'm like, nigga, like, y'all calm down, man. Like, it's sitting there whispering sweet nothings in his girlfriend's ear and shit. You know what I mean? But so anyway, so I'm sitting there last week, right? I see this dude on the ground. Then I see Trump, like, and I don't know what they were talking about. I think the attempt had already happened. So they were showing footage of the dude on the ground, them apprehending the guy. And they were showing Trump talking, and like, I think the vice president was talking, and Trump was standing behind him, and Trump just looked so sleepy. I mean, it looked like he had took a nose blast real quick or something, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he just looked like he was nodding off and shit. And we was making fun of him. Like, what the hell? Look at this mother. Why they got the brother on the ground, man? The brother, this shit is fucked up. And then I got home and saw the real story. I was like, oh shit. This motherfucker let off gunshots next to the president. Oh, okay. Well, this, if you're gonna have a brother on the ground, like face flat, I guess that's a good ass reason, bro.
That would be the reason, right?
Come on, dude. Like, you can't let off gunshots. They're the president. Like, you gotta respect his position, whether you like the man or not. He's the president of the United States, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just ridiculous. So, all right. So I'm gonna try to send it again. The little video I got the
website. I got BBC. Like if you want to watch a video of the guy running through. All right. So this is from BBC website. I'm gonna share my screen. How to do this shit, and actually move this over here by itself. Hopefully it won't lag. I don't know. Every time I do this, I feel like it always gets choppy, but we'll try. Window, this one. All right. See? All right. So yeah, this is the and you know what? It's probably gonna fucking play a commercial. I forgot.
And this motherfucker ran through. He ran through with a rifle in his hands.
That's the thing, man. Like he did. Like, so according to what happened, right? I'm gonna read this thing. CCTV footage released of the moment gunshots were fired in the White House correspondence there. The Imperial U.S. Attorney said the footage was released to the public to prove there's no evidence the shooting was the result of friendly fire. Okay, I don't know if that's what that video proves, but we'll talk about it. Earlier on Thursday, while answering questions from reporters, President Trump said it wasn't friendly fire. So to catch you up, so they're saying that like the reason, so the shooting happened. They said one officer got shot in the chest and the vest, and they're saying that it was friendly fire that shows that the officer was shot, right? Well, that's what people are saying, because the fact of the matter is that the guy had a shotgun. So if you shoot a guy in the chest with a shotgun from almost point blank range, you're not going to shake it off and like start running around that quickly. I mean, I'm sure these guys are well trained. Of course, they're Secret Service, but it just sounded suspicious. So people were speculating that maybe they had shot at each other while trying to hit this guy and whatnot, and may have Been friendly
Must be what
fire.
happened.
That's what I would think. But here, let's watch this video real quick. Let's watch this video. I just had it, but I had to pull it down. But here. Boom. And share. All right. There we go. See it? All right, playing now. Let's scroll a bit. Yeah. Can you see it, RK? Yeah. So this is the guy in the back. So the guy had apparently walked across into that room back there.
Hang on, Juice. Pause it right there, man. Now let's count the number of security agents that are in this shot right here.
Right. You got one back here. He's talking to the guy with the dog. 1, 2, these 3. These guys are messing with this detector.
That's 4 guys over there. Where you 4, got the arrow 5, right there?
6. There's 3 right here. 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I guess 11. I don't know what this guy is, but he might be.
Not to mention whoever is out of the shot. These might not
be security. No, they're security. They got badges.
They're definitely security. They're there at the security gate.
There's at least 10 to 11 guys here.
Now, whether they're Secret Service or whether they work for whatever, hotel they were at or whatever, you know what I mean? They're definitely
this security. Police. Is police secret? Yep, that's Secret Service police. So these guys in the black are definitely Secret Service. This guy's definitely Secret Service. I know he pulls out a gun. He's Secret Service. These guys are Secret Service. This guy's Secret Service. I don't know about these guys with the blue. But whatever the case, yeah. So there's at least 10 security dudes up here. All right, so I'm running jump. So this is the point where he runs out the room. All right. So this is the guy talking. The dog is right there. They're talking. He's like, okay, whatever. So he just walk away. The guy dips. He's got this shotgun, right? So we got one shot here. One shot right here.
How is he even still standing? Because he should have been shot down.
But he missed him.
Yeah. Who missed who? Who missed who?
Because he wasn't the main guy who didn't get shot at all, as far as what I heard.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how does he get to run through that whole security detail? He ran through the fence. Now, I can see the element of surprise. Nobody thinks anybody's going to do this, right? Yeah. But either you guys need some more training. I mean, look how fast he goes by, like a flash.
He's here. He spots him at this point. He draws at this point. He's like, oh. He said he's carrying this big ass gun. Far? This guy, like, I'm pointing at the screen like you can see my finger. But like, yeah. So this guy's here. He's right through the middle. Right through the middle. They're looking. He's the only one that kind of moves at all. She's still looking the other direction.
Not to mention, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can see the element of surprise. Like, you don't expect anybody. You don't think anybody's crazy enough to actually do it. So therefore, you don't expect it. But you have to be on your toes at all times. You are working security, at one of the most prestigious events in the city that night. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be ready for anything, right? So the fact that this guy even made it as far as he did without getting shot, the only way I can say is, okay, so he's at the point where he's at now. He's running through the gate. So we don't know how many security people he ran past to get to this point already that are out of the frame of the shot.
Here, right? Let me go back.
Because but I can also say,
across this. He just walked from here into this room. This guy just walked from here to this room, and he was just talking to this security guy right there. Or this security guy was talking to somebody. Maybe it wasn't him, but the security guy was talking to somebody right there.
Well, and
then also, he runs from that same place.
You got to look at the speed in which he's running through. It's like he ran up there at speed already. He didn't just take off. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, and start running. Like, he was already moving at speed by the time he got through the security fence. You know what I mean?
Let me see.
Like, he ran up on the checkpoint.
All right, talking. Dog is sniffing. They're like, all right. He walks away. No, he steps out and dips.
I don't know. He was either running before he stepped out, or he was already at speed. Like, he's already through the frame already. He's gone. It's like a flash.
He's gone.
That's why everybody thought it was fake. I was like, he just run through the only reason I could see is
that nigga bent time and space. This nigga steps was because that's like 5 steps. He took like man. How many steps is it?
Literally, you know,
1, 2, 3, 4,
and
5,
I
6,
can see
7,
the
8, 9,
officers
10, 11, 12. All right, 12 steps to get
see how they're
out of the
surprised.
screen.
You don't really expect.
He's
You don't
just
really
starting to
expect
draw.
anybody to actually do that.
Yeah.
But still, at the same time, nobody was looking down the hallway. They were all kind of looking away from where he was entering the place. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, except for now I can see the officers being concerned about friendly fire. You don't want to just pull your gun out and start shooting, right? Because that's probably how the officer got shot in the first place. You know?
Yeah.
But
hey, so I do have a question though. And you've been to gun ranges, right? And
yeah, man,
I'm
waiting to go with you, man. I still ain't seen yours,
we need to
man.
go.
What's up, man? Let's go.
Man, I got dust that. I don't even know what condition that thing is in, man. It's in the safe. It's been anyway. But like, so have you shot a shotgun before? Because I hear there's a kick with a shotgun.
Bruh, Chris Hare brought his to the range, and he took off the shotgun is supposed to have like a shoulder kind of like a shoulder mount to it, like a handle. He took off the shoulder handle and put on a snub handle. So a snub is like like a little club. It's like a little club on there. Yeah. Bro, I shot that joint, but I didn't have a good grip on the handle. That shit came back and hit me in the stomach. Yeah, bro. That shit has a kick on it. That shit hurt. I told his name mom, I was like, hey man, hey, so so we was there. So moms went to shoot it. But it's a snub. It has a snub handle on it. So you lose control of it. So when he shot it, that joint kicked so much, the gun turned up in the air. Like, that shit was like, dude. So, like, you know what I mean? He was sitting there pointing. I was like, Mom, you need to change the handle on that thing, man. That shit is too powerful for that small ass snub handle, man.
Yeah, but you gotta work. You gotta be a superhero or some shit, work your arms out.
Yeah. Definitely shot a shotgun, man. It was cool. But I still don't see how this guy made it through. It was just funny because like I didn't know what was going on. We saw the brother with his face down in the dirt, face was on the fucking carpet. And the first thing I did was pull the race car. Man, why they got the brother out there like that, man? You know what I mean? I didn't know what was going on. You know?
Yeah.
His motherfucker face down on the carpet, just being dehuman, and however you want to say it, dehumanized and all this shit.
Humanized. Yeah.
And then he ran up and shot in the president's dinner. Oh, okay. All right. Gotcha. That's a good reason. Sorry. Shit. But
it's crazy, man.
And I think it's valid to be able to call to cry wolf on this, to call Trump a little bit, because it's like, why okay, I can see why he would fake this thing. Now, hear me out, right? There's a war going on, not only in the news and actually on the ground. There's a war of social media for like public opinion, right? Mm-hmm. So how like a lot of these countries who was putting out all these memes about Trump and Iran. Remember I said the things were fake that Iran, the government, was putting on social media. And it was like, I couldn't believe that they would actually do that. Yeah, they were real. And it's like, okay, so that's the war of public opinion. Mm-hmm. That's how you drive what do they call it? Propaganda type. You know what I mean? So maybe this is it for Trump. Like,
oh, wait.
These assassination attempts, man,
Yeah.
Because for real, let's think back to Charlie Kirk. Now, regardless, God bless the dead. Okay, speaking on a dead man, but that was very surreal and horrific seeing him get shot like that in public. Like, so I feel like, I don't know, when you cry wolf too many times.
Sorry, I feel like I can still hear you. I mean, we're still connected, but it's like,
oh no,
my StreamYard just went down. So I don't know what's happening.
Hang on, let's hold it because we're still up on YouTube.
We are? Okay.
Yeah, I gotta pull it up. So
that's wild. I don't know. My bad. The hell? We still streaming though, right?
It's all good. We having some technical difficulties. Yeah, we definitely on YouTube. Definitely still on YouTube, but I guess just kind of not to derail in too much.
Sorry, keep talking.
It's like you can't. What is the? I ain't gonna say what's the point. Maybe I just need to, like you said, Occam's razor, right? Maybe he actually, this was just an assassination attempt. Maybe this guy was just crazy. He was interested in killing as many people as he could, and he didn't care about who he hurt, right? But I think to call it an assassination attempt, I think I think a lot of it just is it's propaganda, man. I don't know. Remember the first attempt on Trump, and his hand raised in the air with the flag behind him, the blood streaming down. Think about that image overseas where they don't know anything about America and the kind of the silly games that we play. They know that Donald Trump is the president, and yeah, I just always wonder what's the motive. What's the motive for this shit?
Well, this guy did have he had a manifesto. Where can I find that?
Because I saw that too. I saw it on but his black ass thought he was gonna die. His black ass never thought he was gonna make it that far.
No, yeah, he thought he was. Well, strangely enough, he definitely said he was like, yeah, if y'all here or after this, I'm probably gonna need to be in the hospital or something. But nonetheless, it's like, yeah, like Dr. K just said, yeah, like he thought he was just gonna need to be in the hospital. So I'm thinking, I don't know how he's expected to be alive at all. I don't know how he's alive at all. I thought a black guy running anywhere near any of this with a gun, and he light-skinned, but bro, like I thought it'd just be over. Like this, I thought it would just be like, what is that scene from that one Jet Li movie where they shot like 1,000 arrows into the air, and then at the end it was just the outline of this nigga like. I thought it would just be like an outline of bullets around where this nigga was.
I remember what you talking about. Was that it wasn't Fist of Legend? That's where he did like the bear claw or whatever it was, man.
It was something, man. Anyway, yeah, but it was
you talking about like the one old joint where he had like the long hair?
Yeah,
I remember he fought like the bear claw dude or something. I think you let me borrow that shit, man. And this dude I can't remember the name of that shit.
Anyway. Hero,
that shit was dope, though.
Was it Hero? It might have been Hero.
I don't think so. I thought it was like one of those old school Jet Li joints, like the 80s.
No, it came out before 90s, maybe early 2000s, I think. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I thought it would just be an outline of where he was, man. Mm-hmm. But like, no, this one cop got like 5 shots. You probably can't see the video now, but I think that's probably what crashed me. But yeah. But the guy he left a manifesto, and his manifesto said that, he said he just felt like he had to do this because nobody else was going to do it, and Trump is like ruining the world. Pretty generic stuff as far as like calling out how insane Trump is and how like somebody's got to do something, so it might as well be me.
And so, like there's always a manifesto, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm shocked he's still alive, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, man, I don't know, man. My whole thing is that like I'm torn, man. Like I'm torn as far as like whether or not I'm still getting the same air. But we still on, so I don't know. But I'm torn because I feel like it feels like this could have been staged between. I didn't get to show the part with the shotgun, but like when he's running, the reason I asked you was like the way he's running. He shoots his shotgun and then he keeps running. Like, I thought there would be a kick. This guy is not a soldier. Like, he's not a soldier. This guy is an academic teacher and like an engineer. Like, he's not like that kind of dude who's just got like, the military training who would probably just be like, yeah, I can run and buck a shot while I'm fucking dipping through with one of the reasons, or one of the things he mentioned in the manifesto was that the reason he used a shotgun was because of the way it has pellets that shoots pellets, and that he actually didn't want to kill anybody in particular. It was staged, but it was staged. Like, but he didn't actually want to kill any civilians. In fact, he makes an apology to like any security that may have been hurt before he goes in. He just like, I was aiming for these officials not Kash Patel in particular, but these other particular officials. Strangely, he's just like not Kash Patel, but okay. And like, and he's just like, so he takes a shotgun and he uses the shotgun shell because he's like, I'm using these shotgun shells in the event that somebody else gets hit. It may not be so damaging, because they scatter. But then again, if he shot a shotgun shell at if this officer was hit by a shotgun shell, nobody in this image looked like they got hit by a shotgun shell. Or in this, we just watched the video. No, did it look like anybody got hit with a scatter of bullets at 10 feet? Maybe it wasn't even 10 feet, man. It might have been 10 feet.
I don't even think it was 10 feet. Yeah. And I don't think it would have mattered. Did any of
that look like it was a shotgun type shot or his movement?
It's hard to even tell. So that if he's running and his forward momentum is taking him and he lets off the shot, like he might not stumble back as much as you would like think, as if he was standing like flat footed.
But I would expect a jerk. Like, I'm not saying he would like fall over, but I'm thinking like he would shoot it and it would be a recoil.
And you really couldn't tell that he shot at all.
No, you couldn't.
You couldn't in that video. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know till you mentioned it.
And that's one of the things. Like in this BBC video, they're showing, and I'll drop this link in the chat so you can see it. Yeah, let me drop this in the chat because I don't think I'm gonna be able to show it on this stream now because it's fucking not working. But they run the video normal speed and then they go back and run point by point and they circle the areas where shots are supposed to be going off. They pause and they circle it, like shot went off here, shot went off here. The first one, they circle where his muzzle of the gun is. There's nothing there. There's nothing. And remember when I paused it earlier, like I paused it at that point where you saw a discharge from the handgun. Like we saw that discharge from the handgun in that point where I paused it. And it's just like, there should be I'm no gun expert. I've never even shot a gun. Right. So I'm just speculating, but it just feels like if there was a gun shot, there would be a recoil and there would be a discharge that would probably be visible because it's buckshot.
I mean, you would think so.
You would think so.
Definitely, especially if it's buckshot, it would probably be like you'd be able to see the spread, especially on
but if it's a blank, if it's a blank,
that's what I'm wondering.
If it's a blank, there would be a discharge. That's a point of blanks to have a discharge.
But I'm wondering, like, what would be the point? Like, besides the propaganda that could be spread overseas, that like Trump is, they need to draw some kind of victimhood from this because we know, like, how do you sell the American public overseas? How do you sell the American public on this? You know what I mean? Because so after the first assassination attempt, and especially the way the news cycle kind of moves, remember we all thought the last one was staged. Everybody was saying, "Oh, this one was staged." So what was the second one? Hang on, remind me. The first one was him being sniped almost from the roof. What was the second one? Because this is the third.
The second one was something at Mar-a-Lago where a guy was walking through the golf course.
Ran up on him. Yeah, ran up on him at the golf course. Right.
I don't think he got a shot off. I know
that one didn't. That one didn't make much.
Did he get a shot off? No. I don't think he got a shot off either.
Yeah.
But
and at the same time, this dude, I'm like, bro, if you was gonna do this, if you're gonna go to this extreme, you gotta have a better plan than that, bro. He literally ran up in there. So it's like, if that was your plan,
like he's not like,
if that was your plan,
he's not
like, why even leave a manifesto? Just go in there and just do the shit. You know what I mean? I guess he thought he was gonna die. It's like, Trump seemed genuinely surprised though, at least in his face. When he heard the shots, the video, he didn't seem like he knew what the hell was going on.
Man, Trump is surprised. He was surprised that the motherfuckers that they're at war right now. He don't know what's going on.
I don't know, man.
Like you said something about like public perception and them not like selling. What did you say? Something about like them not like selling, like this wouldn't sell. I forgot what you said.
Like, how do you tell the American public on this that this was a legit attempt on his life, or does he even care? Do they even care what they tell us anymore? You know what I mean?
What do you mean, like, tell the American public that was a legit attempt?
Yes, that it wasn't staged, right? You know what I'm saying? You would have sold it that the first one was a legit attempt.
So staged. What's their argument that it's not staged? That's what you're saying. Yeah.
Maybe that's not their point. Maybe they're not trying to sell us on anything.
I think they are. Like, again, it's in the day, but like Caroline Levitt, was it they're making the argument that Janine Pirro, they're making the argument, U.S. State Attorney, they're making the argument that this was not a there was no friendly fire. Because friendly fire would imply that either there's high levels of incompetence within the Secret Service, or that this was like somehow planned ahead of time, right?
But the way he ran through that security checkpoint, you could see some friendly fire being that. Yeah. That's actually legit, because the way they all turn towards each other in surprise. You know what I mean?
I'm looking at it right now. The cop he's shooting at the guy, or he's got a gun at the guy. There's like four other people right next to him. Like,
yeah, I mean, I can see, I can see friendly fire definitely being a
hit anybody there.
I can see that's why they didn't shoot him immediately, and I can see that's why somebody accidentally got shot, because they're pointing guns back into the dinner from the security checkpoint. Like, yeah, somebody's going to get shot.
The Secret Service got shot here.
Yeah, like, stop. No, it was not that extreme, though, man.
Watch the video, bro. He shot 4 times. Like, the BBC footage shows it, and they circle every time he shoots, and it's like this.
But you said yourself it didn't look like anything came out. It looked like nothing happened.
No, I'm saying I was talking about just the assassin would-be assassin. I'm talking about him. For him, it didn't look like anything came out.
Okay. Yeah.
For the other officer, there was indicators of discharge for those shots that you can see. It's just the shotgun that didn't look like there was a discharge.
I'm shocked he's still alive, dog.
Watch the video.
He is the key piece of evidence in this whole thing. I'm shocked he's still alive, and I'm glad he is. I'm interested to hear what he has to say. Like,
we're not going to hear from this.
Was this purely up to him? I want to see a BBC interview. Somebody needs to interview this man quick, like, because everybody always dies, right? Like, no, I want to interview this guy, see his thought process.
No, the other guy, number 2, the second attempt, he's still alive.
Yeah.
They didn't kill him either.
Well, okay, that one, I don't think that one was as crazy. Did you say he got off a shot? Did he shoot Trump?
I don't remember. I want to say he didn't, but I could be wrong. I don't remember.
I think he might have had a gun, like,
because to me it felt so flimsy for him to be like he was trying to shoot, because it felt like he was still far away. I think he had a gun on him, but he wasn't like they got him when he was walking across the fields. I'm like, this thing could have got lost. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but like that's when they got him. So I don't think he even got a shot off, but again, I could be wrong. I don't know. But yeah, I just feel like for this, man, like either there was some dummy. I think it was a blank in that shotgun, because it just didn't. And again, I'm no expert. I just feel like it was a blank in a shotgun or something. It just felt like it was a miss, and it didn't seem like that was the action of a person who had a true shotgun or like had taken a real shot, especially towards a security officer. And even if it was, and again, they said one guy got shot from that range where they say he shot. If it's buckshot, again, I don't know that much about guns, but I do know buckshot scatters. And there's 3 security officers and only one got hit. It just doesn't add up, and I don't know. But I also know Trump and them niggas lie all the time. And that was going to be my biggest point about this, is like, I don't think it matters, man. Like, I really don't think
that was the point either.
I don't think that, like, any of this matters, because, like, whether it was a true assassination attempt or it was staged, nobody believes it. I don't think anybody believes that Trump was it. One, we know Trump was in danger because he was nowhere near. But two, nobody believes this was actually a planned, or nobody believes this guy was actually going to try to kill anybody. I don't think anybody believes that this was actually a guy who was looking at his background, his record. I don't see any indications of mental health issues. Like, this guy was just like, he was just a lib that like didn't like Trump.
So I said, I'm glad this guy is still alive, and I'm glad there's a possibility that someone can get some kind of story, a documentary out of this guy, because he was definitely willing to kill somebody. If he's willing to run up into this ballroom and even think he could get past security to let off a shot, who knows what he's willing to do. All right,
I don't know, dude. The manifesto. We talked about it. Like, this guy's like, I don't want to kill anybody. He said
no. You're willing to run. I don't give a shit what you write. What you do is what matters. And what you did was run up through that security checkpoint armed and think that you could let off a shot. Now, whether he did or not, guess we got to go through.
You say that, yeah, and that's the thing. And that's the thing. That's the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making. That it doesn't matter because nobody believes enough to
do anything.
If
he could say he didn't want to kill anybody all he wanted to, he ran up in there armed. He was definitely willing to kill somebody. You know what I mean?
If it wasn't staged.
Yeah, I that's why I said this guy's the most important. I pray to God nothing happens to him in jail.
Staged, he's in on it, like
100%. That's what I'm saying. I want to get with this. I want to.
You'd be like,
somebody got to put the pressure on somewhere.
It was staged.
Somebody got to find out. Be like, dude, look at your plan.
We're not gonna find out anything, man. Like
the plan was flawed. If he'd have told me the plan, if he'd have called me up before he did it, I'm like, yo, what's the plan, man? All right, you got your ammo, you got the gun, what's the plan? So, man, I'm gonna run through the checkpoint and just start letting off shots. Yo,
like
man,
you might want to like, dude, that's a dumbass plan, isn't it?
That's a dumbass plan. Like, it was a bad plan from the jump, bro.
It's like, that was your plan?
So I don't care what he said in the manifesto. He was willing to do whatever because this motherfucker's crazy.
No, that's what I'm saying. It says that's a terrible plan.
That plan is terrible.
That's a plan. That's not a plan. Like,
you're right. That's like, a plan. That shit the day of. It's like,
anybody could do that. Anybody could have done that shit.
I'm shocked he's still alive. I bet if it was staged, they didn't want him.
He could have Naruto ran up in that jump, man. Imagine 50 like white boys dressed as Naruto, all running like this. The niggas could have definitely made it.
It's crazy. If it was staged, I bet you somebody's mad he's still alive. Like, God damn it, this dude was supposed to die. You know what I mean? Like, shit. If he dies while he's in custody or in jail, or anything happens to this guy, and we can't hear from him, we're fucked as a country, bro. They can do and tell us anything, and we will buy it and accept it, bro.
What?
So
wait, say again.
If something happens to this man while he's in jail, we're in trouble as a country. Now we're fucked because that means they can do and tell us anything, and we'll just accept it and go on. You know what I mean? This man is still alive, dude. He ran up into a ballroom full of dignitaries.
We're already there.
He ran into a ballroom full of dignitaries and let off a shot and lived. And he's a brother.
If they kill him, I think he does. I don't think this matters at all. I think we're already there. You know, they released the AI video of this.
If this guy goes to court and he takes a stand, you telling me you wouldn't be interested in what he has to say on the stand?
No,
I would. I would be very interested. I want to hear him say from his mouth that he thought of this. This was his plan, or I want to hear him say
interested in Luigi Mangione than this guy, because like this guy, there's a dumbass plan. If this was your plan, that was dumb as shit. Like, I don't really care what you had to say. Like, if you're going to convince somebody that like you had a master plan, this is a bad plan. It doesn't make sense.
But I want to hear his thought process and his way of thinking, and I want to hear him speak about what he attempted or did not attempt to do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I guess, but we can like he that's what the manifesto's for.
See, now I also want to hear him talk about that man. I want to hear him get asked about that manifesto. You know what, motherfucker, read me your manifesto and break it down for me. Tell me what you meant by this, you know.
All right, maybe in 20 years we'll get that, you know. But we sure ain't about to get that anytime soon. This guy's gonna be—he's in a hole somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, this dude's definitely like under the jail.
We definitely not gonna hear from this thing like anytime soon.
So yeah, they said,
dude, StreamYard is tripping. Like, none of the StreamYard pages are loading. So I don't know how we're still online, but
yeah, hey, well, let's keep rolling with it. It's still recording. So
yeah.
Says so they said this guy traveled by train from Southern California, his hometown of Torrance, Southern California, on the outskirts of Los Angeles, to Washington, D.C., armed with the shotgun, a .38 caliber pistol, as well as knives and daggers.
Yep.
Dude, like, I don't care. I don't give a shit what you say in no manifesto. If this was your plan and nobody put you up to this, you weren't brainwashed, this was all you, I'm not giving you no kind of benefit of doubt that you didn't want to kill nobody. I'm not buying the sincerity of your manifesto. I don't give a shit, because
the point I'm saying is that it doesn't matter because nobody believes this. I don't think anybody believes this shit. And that's not like the most insidious part of like what's going on with the government right now. Because we see Trump lie to our faces. And that's also why we're interested to hear what he has to say. Hold on. But like the point I'm trying to say is that like the most insidious part of this is it's not really about this. It's kind of a bigger picture, you know? Like, Trump says that the war is going great right now. Trump says that the markets are fine right now. Like, they lie about shit we see in reality that is literally not okay. They say, like, they remember what they did about the whole Alex Petty and the whole the woman that was shot. I forgot her name already. Like the way we saw the videos and the way the administration was like, these guys are terrorists. Like, they lie to our faces, like they're like, dude, don't believe what you saw, just believe us and give us the benefit of the doubt because we're in power. Like, that's why I think it doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter what they say. We watch this video, we scrutinize this junk, and we know they lie. We know they lie regularly as an administration to our faces. Like, I'm not saying administrations don't lie, but they don't lie like this. I think that's why it doesn't matter. Like,
they lie, but they just are not so in your face when they do it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
do you respect a liar that does it behind your back, or you respect somebody that lies to your face? I mean, either way, is a lie, you know?
No, not either way, because there's different kinds of lies.
I'm not shocked at all. I'm not shocked at all that people in power lie to influence more power or influence positively. That's kind of what called governing man. You know what I mean? Like, everybody who's in power was lied. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that's like par for the course. So they're not doing anything different, you know, to me.
You think this is the same as, I don't know, what did Biden do? Like, he said the gas prices were up because of that wasn't even a lie. But anyway, he said the gas prices were up because of results of COVID and because of it was the other reasons. I can't remember. Anyway, I don't know. I'm trying to compare compare Trump lying to like how other people lie. Like, it just seems so
lying is also
in your face, like so blatant, and people see it so clearly. Like, when he's saying these things, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just like too plugged in.
Lying is also part of compartmentalization, right? Like, you tell people what they need to know and not more than they need to know. You know what I mean? So, you know, and at this point, like, with the way the American attention span is and the news cycle, why wouldn't they lie? We're not going to remember this shit next week anyway. You know what I mean? Like Trump just, I think the bigger, I think
that's the point I'm making. That's the problem.
For this in particular, this assassination attempt is like for them, we're not giving them the benefit of doubt because this is the third time it's happened. You know what I mean? So we didn't believe the first one, like, and we know Trump is a celebrity and kind of a buffoon and he doesn't really know what he's doing, so who knows what to believe. But the fact that they have the gall to pull this in front of us, I think it's if it is a lie and it's not genuine, I think that should have just fucked up, dog. And they don't really care about what they can and cannot tell us anymore. They don't care about what they can and cannot tell us. They're just going to tell us whatever because they know we're going to accept it as I don't think it's about
accepting it. I think it's like they don't care if we accept it.
Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, they don't care. They don't care, man.
Remember,
which is why I'm going back to saying that the most important person that made it out of this is this guy. This guy, what is his name? Alan something? Like this guy is the most, because I want to hear what he has to say. Like, is this a genuine attempt by you? Or is there some lies going on here?
Curiosity, what do you think is the most insane thing he could say? What's the farthest
I was put up to this. I was put up to this by people who are in power, whether he mentioned those people or not. But this was a fake attempt. I was told to do this thing because then the next general question is going to be, well, who were you told to do it by? Right. And that blows the whole thing open because then now we know y'all are pulling this shit. We have to question everything after that. So I think credibility in the news media comes into it at that point, right?
News media? No, it'd be his credibility being
part of their arm of power in the news media
for trying to assassinate.
No. It's the way these stories are reported. It's not the angles from which these stories are reported upon. If someone's guilty, all of a sudden we don't hear any anti-guilty. We hear all guilty coming on. You know what I mean? So the way these stories are reported is just as effective, or it matters just as much as what is actually being reported. You know what I'm saying? These news media outlets let us down more than the politicians did, because they took the fact that this was a legit assassination attempt and ran with it. No one wanted to investigate whether this was staged or he was put up to this. Now, if this guy comes out and says that he was put up to it by someone else, that shit blows everything out of it. We don't trust Fox. We don't trust New York Times. We already don't trust Trump in them. You know what I mean?
Let's take a step back. My question was, he says, so you're saying he says I was put up to this. The people, the media, whoever's interviewing asks, okay, who? He says the name. Say he says the name, right?
Say he says Pete Hegseth. Say he says Pete Hegseth put me up to this.
That's right. Say he says that. So what's the next step?
That's a scandal in itself. What do you mean?
What's the next step?
The next step is we have to question every person who is under this administration, including the president, every member of cabinet. If he comes out and says that Pete Hegseth put him up to this fake assassination attempt, that shit would be the biggest piece of news that has come out of the Trump administration this term,
until they ask Pete Hegseth.
That shit would be no, because that puts the corruption in your face.
Until they ask Pete Hegseth, who will say he's fucking crazy. He tried to assassinate the president.
It's going to make us question it, bro.
That's it. This guy, the story. It's gone. It's over.
It ain't going to be the end of the story. Hell no. No.
Okay, they'll be like, they'll go back to you. I'll be like, Pete Hegseth said you're crazy. What do you have to say? No, I'm not.
That motherfucker put me up to this.
He made me do it.
We're gonna say, hey man, okay, so you say Pete Hegseth put you up to this. How can you prove that?
He complete insanity.
100%. But I think this guy is, now if he comes out and says, yeah, this was all mine, I take full responsibility, then hey, par for the course, water under the bridge, move on to the next thing. You know what I mean? Nobody cares. But if he comes out and says I was put up to this by someone,
nobody's gonna believe him.
Else in power, flips it on his head, because that brings everything about this process and the system into question, and it puts it in our face. We already know it, but it's still underneath the surface. Like they they haven't put the corruption in your face, like as far as like this is what it is, you know. So that shit would be crazy, bro. If Pete Hegseth came out and said, yo, or this dude came out and said, yo, I got emails proving that Pete Hegseth put me up to this shit. You wouldn't want to read those emails?
You got emails? Yeah.
A member of Trump's cabinet is trying to assassinate this nigga. That shit would be the biggest story of this term, bro. That shit would be crazy. Should be bananas, bro. That should be bananas, B. I don't think it's gonna happen.
So wait, you think that, like, I mean, you know, this is all speculation, so it doesn't really
it's all speculation. I don't think it's gonna happen either.
Yeah. Like said,
you're probably right. We're never going to hear from
this. The stakes are high enough for him to shut the fuck up.
I wouldn't be surprised if this dude got killed in jail. Would you be surprised if he got killed in jail?
Yeah, I don't think
any of us would be surprised that.
I would be surprised because I think they know how. If this is staged, they don't give a shit. This guy doesn't matter. Like they got him. They already made him do the thing.
Yeah,
to make him do the thing, they got enough on him to they have something over him to make him do the thing that will shut him the fuck up. There's no point in killing his ass. Or nobody's gonna believe him if he says it anyway. What would be the point? To kill him will make it more suspicious. Killing goddamn Epstein is real.
We're still talking about the reason
we're talking about the Epstein files to this day. If they didn't kill Epstein, he'd have been out probably by now.
If that motherfucker was still just sitting in jail, nobody would have said, man, that motherfucker's guilty as shit. Like, no. But then when he got killed, it kind of turned him into a martyr. Like, yo, that shit gotta be true.
Not a martyr, but they definitely put the fucking like beams on that shit. Like everybody was like, who did that? Yeah, like
I'm shocked this dude's still alive, though, to be honest with you. The way he ran through that security detail, I'm like, I'm shocked this guy. I'm telling you, it was so funny, man. I was sitting at the place looking at the dude. You couldn't hear the TV, but I saw the brother with his face in the ground. I'm like, damn, why they stomping on his brother like this, man? Hey, come on, bro. You know what I mean? Like, we done been through, 150 years of this shit. You know what I mean? 400 years of this, And then I get home, like, this motherfucker ran up in the gallows and tried to shoot. It's like, what the fuck, dog? Oh, all right. It's a valid reason to have a brother face down on the dirt. All right. It's cool. Damn, bro. You can at least, like, that was your plan, bro? I thought, so when I first saw the video, I thought it was fake because of how fast he flashed by. I was like, damn, is this shit fake? Yeah, it was like hella fast. He just ran through there, like, and everybody's like, kind of back was turned and everybody was surprised. Oh shit, what you doing? So, but after looking at it, like, you could kind of see how, because nobody really thought anyone would be that stupid enough to do something like that. But then you're like, damn, he did that and lived? Like, what the fuck? It's one thing to let off a shot. Maybe he walked up out of nowhere and let off a shot. Even then, you're like, damn, he's alive. He ran past all the security, somehow didn't get shot, even though shots were let off and fired at him. And he's alive, and they got him, and he's in custody. You know what I mean? I'm definitely interested in what this guy got story, bro. I'm definitely interested in what this guy got to say. The first assassination attempt, that kid got killed, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Now, I would have been interested to hear what he had to say. What's your point of view, bro? What were you thinking?
Yeah. I'm still torn on that one, too. But, like,
I mean, like, he was definitely planning on killing people because even if he somehow made it into the ballroom, Trump is at the front. You probably going to come in on the side or at the back of the, you're not going to come in and be on the stage with your gun pointed right at Trump. You're going to have to run up and shoot him, So, like, what the plan,
His plan was to run it.
Yeah, I mean, goddamn, dog. Like,
plan for everybody to move the fuck up out the way. They can do this.
Literally ran up in there. And what the hell was the plan, bro?
His plan was for y'all to get this fucking way out of my way so I can assassinate this man. Damn.
That's funny.
Yo, it ain't helping me.
It ain't funny, but and if I'm Trump, I'm scared to death. I remember saying this after his first assassination attempt. Like, if I'm Trump, man, I'm scared to death I mean, I'm changing every way, the way I think, the way I like give speeches in public. And like now it's like, okay, by the third attempt, it's just like, okay, what's really going on here? You know?
Like, and that's one of the questions too, is like, why is security so fucking lax? This guy has the lowest approval rating 100%. Of any president in history.
And it's the third damn attempt. Like he said, like if that was legit.
History, third attempt. Like you should just be walking around. This guy should have the fucking Pope plexiglass around him at this point. Like what the fuck y'all doing? But no, I think arguably, man, like if we're talking conspiracies and shit, are we talking conspiracies?
I don't think we're beyond the realm of possibility of conspiracies anymore, man. Like, especially with this day and age and social media and the way propaganda works, it's no longer in newspapers. It's about what we see on our scrolling on our phones. It's like, that's what we believe, you know? So definitely conspiracy theories, man. Like, if you can make people think a certain way about a certain thing, then that's power, you know? Perception, the power of perception, man. But I don't understand what was
conspiracy theories propaganda? Is conspiracy theories propaganda?
I guess it depends on what the conspiracy theory is.
What if it's not about
because what if
it doesn't matter? What if the conspiracy theories in general are the propaganda? What if the conspiracy theory? What if the propaganda is you all as Americans, you the mass, believe nothing because you can't believe anything because it might be a conspiracy? What if that is the propaganda?
Man, that could be.
I feel like they're about to get me now.
And I also think that to us,
niggas like he cracked the code.
It's maybe not so much propaganda; it's more conspiracy theory, and maybe to overseas perception, it's more of propaganda. You know, well, damn, look at how
second. Sorry, I missed
maybe the conspiracy theory is on our end, right? Because there's really two. There's an overseas view, overseas perception, right? Now I don't know. I'm not boots on the ground in Iran, obviously, right? But there's a way that Trump is perceived there, right? Maybe this is to garner some kind of sympathy towards him and his administration there. You know what I mean?
Towards like, Trump's administration in Iran?
To show that he's vulnerable and that he's not some almighty, all-powerful, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just, I don't know. I think that there is no propaganda here, though, because I don't think there's anything that Trump can tell us or show us that can be used as propaganda. He's a celebrity. We tend to just go with the flow on Trump. Yeah, and we don't believe
him. So like anything he says, we're like,
it's hard to take him seriously. There's no propaganda.
Can't believe him. Dr. K says conspiracy theories often function as propaganda when used to promote specific political agendas, manipulate emotions, or spread biased information. So yeah, like in this, so conspiracy theories in themselves can be the propaganda. Like, well, I guess in this case, you're talking about these will be specific conspiracy theories that are spread. So these would be like, Haitians eat pets or something. I don't know, whatever. Like, it's just be like that'd be a conspiracy theory they would say to, But I don't know. I'm thinking like en masse, like say somebody if we're dealing with something crazy, some high power, the billionaire Epstein class, right? Say we're dealing with the Epstein class. They don't want you to believe anything, so they fund 4chan. So they fund like Turning Point USA, right? They fund all these right wing. They fund all the Ben Shapiro's and like. They coined the phrase facts over feelings, right? Even though everything the right wing or their their people they work under would function off would solely be emotion. That's why they vote for Trump, despite every factual reason not to, right? So they get the jump on all of these things, and then they flood like just hordes of conspiracy theories through these mediums. And because of that, nobody can seem to. Everybody's cynical. Everybody's so cynical that they can't bring themselves to believe anything because they're scared they might be wrong.
I feel you. Yeah, I think there's also power in, like you said, you don't want people to believe anything. So there's power in just thinking something's a conspiracy, just having a thought that something might be a conspiracy theory because, when it turns out to be true, people question it. Like you said, people are cynical. We question everything, especially with this government. So it's like you always try to find an opportunity to sow that dissent because now you don't really know what you can trust. So when you hear the truth, people are very skeptical to it because, oh, that's not really what happened. This is, no, they've lied to us before. So it's, and they're showing you and telling you exactly who and what they are. But, I guess because of that cynicism, we tend not to believe as much as we should. So,
yeah,
but that's fucked up, man, because we can't trust. This is why people don't trust government, right? Like, this is why, I think for a lot of people, they think that, with no government involved, even though government's involved in every aspect of our everyday lives, like, they, don't look at government with an interesting eye or in any kind of interest towards it because they feel like it doesn't matter, like they lied to us anyway. Why am I going to pay attention to these people that openly lie and sow deceit and deception and division? Like people, I think it's like, is people don't want to pay attention to it. They don't want to, because it's not as entertaining. And it is complicated. And I think that's why I like the drama of the politics. I'll say for me personally, more than the politics themselves, right? Like this whole thing. Yeah. This is a very dramatic moment in American history, right? Like,
sorry, one sec. I'm restarting my computer. I hope we're still streaming. Sorry. So go on.
Yeah, it's still good. It's still good on the tube. So, right. But yeah, I mean, this is just why people mistrust the government, man. We don't believe anything that comes out anymore. It also that also leads to a lack of interest in politics because we know that we can't trust anything that people says that these people say. So it's like a game. It's a game to them.
Yeah, man. How do we beat that though, man? I guess some shit we got to figure out, like AI is like definitely one of the biggest like reasons that like nobody believes anything. Like people already weren't believing anything or having a hard time to be like honest or not cynical. But AI, like I'm telling you, they released and I don't know who released it, but whoever did had the full video and they did a AI rendition of that video and it was released. Now, you can go back and find out who did it, but like you saw, like after that was released between the original images and this CCTV footage. So it brings up the question: is the CCTV footage even real?
Right.
What if that was just exactly like? What if this one is just a better version of that AI? Just tweaked it up a bit. Made it look better.
I questioned the first one I saw, and now that you're saying it is an AI image, I don't even know if I saw the real footage. It might have been the AI image I saw. I just saw this guy flash by the security screen, and it looked fake, whether it was real or not. I mean, just their surprise on their faces, and the way he just flashed by and ran in, and there was no kind of like stop, halt. He just kind of ran by them. They're like, yeah, it looked fake. It looked like So, but maybe that's the point. Maybe they, like you said, they don't want you to believe anything. They want you to keep scroll by that article on that news post. And, for some reason, and I guess this goes back to like the redistricting lines and everything that you were sending the other day. Like they need us to vote. They need us for some reason, but then again, they don't really give a shit whether we believe them or not. You know what I mean?
Well, you got to realize that when you say they, what do you mean by they? Because that's the question. Like, who's they?
They garner public support for these elections, and then they tell you whatever. Like, I mean, how many, especially in Trump's term, how many stories have come out where we scratch our heads and say, "Is that shit real?" So why do they need the public support to just do whatever they want?
At the end of the day, you're asking the government?
Just I guess just in general, the administration that's in power, just I guess on a large scale,
because like to maintain power in a democracy, like they don't have, you need to a degree, you need consent. Now you have leeway, but leeway does not ensure the continuation of power. If you continue working in a way which brings your approval ratings extremely low, which they're constantly testing, if people aren't going to vote for you or people who you present, so your faction dies in a democracy. So we do have a democracy still, to a degree. It's a little bit left. It's not what it should be, and it's far from strong.
It's a little bit of it left, yeah.
But like,
it must be because they need public support. They pull forward every presidential cycle, every election cycle. They pull for public support. And
now what they're doing though is they're also those same people who we're talking about right now, talking about Trump administration and the Epstein class. They are also working to where that last little bit of democracy is made inadequate, right? Because again, they're constantly fighting the Voting Rights Act, and I don't know if you saw the link I sent in the group chat. I don't know if it even opened. Did you see the link chat I sent in the group chat?
Yeah, I think so.
About the Supreme Court decision, like the one about the Supreme Court decision, essentially is like further stripped, like to a seriously to a serious degree of what the Voting Rights Act can do and how it can still protect people and their districts and the districts of minorities, in particular Black people, right? But it's just I don't know if you want to get into that, but again, like, so it's an ongoing battle, man. Like, we have a little bit of democracy left, but man, we have less than we did 6 months ago, and we have less 6 months ago than we did 4 years ago. And
yeah, I don't know, man. I just always feel like people are always constantly questioning government and processes, and I also feel like corporations have taken such a foothold in politics and the whole monopolization of everything. I mean, you look at what's happening with Spirit Airlines, like, that's going to just drive up the prices of other airline tickets, and but that's the corporate model, and I think it's infecting government too. It's like monopolize everything. Like everything has to come underneath one or two banners. You know what I mean? We don't need too much diversity as far as choice, because we don't need people thinking new ideas. We don't want new ideas. You know what I mean? We kind of want to carry the old way forward and expand upon that, which I think that leads to some mistrust in the government, because it's the same people who are in power in government. A lot of those same people are in power in the corporate world as well, and they bring that same model, to office, and it's bad for all of us, man, because it's like we're not going to have a lot of options left, and I kind of understand why they would want to phase out public interest in politics, because if there's a way we can do these things without you guys' consent, then that's what every bad guy on every movie, every politician wants absolute power, right? Palpatine wanted absolute power, man. Like, you know what I mean?
Remember, Palpatine though was one of Palpatine was arguably the Epstein class.
Did Palpatine dissolve the Senate, or the Senate was still a thing with him?
He didn't.
Okay,
he always maintained the Senate. Even as Emperor, he maintained the Senate.
I know we always want to compare Palpatine to the ultimate evil, but he maintained the Senate, so he maintained government.
But he also maintained an absolute control over everything as the Emperor.
Maybe maintaining that government is a way for him to just keep everyone kind of underneath the same thumb and the same banner, right? Like, it'd be harder to control everything by himself, so that's why you need the consent of the people. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, because like to rule a people, you have to have their consent. Because to rule a people, you have to have their consent. Because without it, the people just revolt. There has to be. There's tiers, and there's it's all in the laws of power, right? Like you lay it out in certain ways. I don't know them off the top of my head, but you lay your power out in certain ways that have people acquiesce. One of them is ambivalence and apathy, right? Like people who just be like, "What can you do?" That's like a huge part of it.
Yeah, 100%.
Apathy is a huge part of maintaining power. Nobody thinks anything can change, so they don't bother. As soon as people realize that they
American
can rally,
economic model helps out with that either, because we're always up against everything. Everything is always, so if there's one big slice of your life that you can just leave to fate, it'd be politics, right? Like, well, shit, ain't nothing going to change anyway. You know what I mean? I think that leads to the apathy. Yep. Apathy of the whole thing is like, we're dealing with life. It's like, yes, this is a great country to live in and people aspire to come here, but there's a grind that goes on every day where people are trying to maintain their emotional health and their spiritual health and their, physical health. And then shit, here comes
100%.
here comes these politics and shit. It's like, well, shit, if I can cut this out, I ain't got to worry about that, So I don't know. I think politics
they don't see that like those politics are literally integral to your physical, your spiritual, and your mental health.
Damn sure,
because as soon as
they do a good job
politics starts making rules or removing ability for you to get the mental health you need, they start removing the ability for you to get the physical health you need. They start removing the ability for you to stay healthy in all of these ways, and to maintain relationships was another big part of it. Like, we work so much, they'll have you. Remember, the only reason we have the weekend is because people pushed for it. There was unions that fought for this jump, man. That's the only reason there's a 5-day work week. Otherwise, it just work forever.
Motherfuckers be working around the clock. Be around the clock work. Yeah.
Like, all of these are things people do, and like, people are myopic, man. Like, especially Americans, man. Like, I don't know. I want to get into it. It frustrates me to no end. But like, yeah, man. Like, for them to maintain power, people have to acquiesce to the power. And like, there's ways to do that. And Palpatine definitely understood that. But remember, also, when Palpatine made himself emperor, he was emperor for about, 15, 20 years, maybe?
Talking about before or after he officially named himself emperor?
When he became emperor. Maybe about 20 years.
15, about 20 years. Yeah, you say it's 20.
I give it
about 20. Yeah.
Yeah. 20.
And I mean, yeah. So, but I think I would hope, I don't know if Trump understands that or not, man. Government is so big. That's why I said, man, I doubt.
We gotta worry about Stephen Miller. Like, Trump doesn't understand this shit. He's an instinctual creature. Trump is fully working off instinct, man. Sorry.
Well, I don't know. I think he's never let go of a lot of that celebrity of himself, to the point where like it's a detriment to him, a lot. Because You know, he's always talking like he's kind of always putting his foot in his mouth. I think speaking of gift and curses, that's his gift and his curse as president. That's his gift that as president is that it was kind of refreshing. You know, that's the state of politics, presidential politics in this country is like the fact that he was even considered to be a good choice in the first place to be president of the United States, because it was so refreshing to hear someone not spit the same monotonous rhetoric that we always hear. You know, he was a breath of fresh air to the office for a while, and that's just purely in his entertainment value. You know, I think that's how people really think about the president of the United States. They think that it doesn't matter to the point where they can make him president and it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. It's just Trump. You know,
yeah, it doesn't really matter. Here we are.
I would say it matters now.
I would say the breath of fresh air to people who weren't paying attention. So yeah,
I would say for this term of Trump,
those
though,
people who are apathetic and ambivalent, it was definitely like, oh, somebody interesting. Finally, woo, somebody with a sense of humor.
For this
everybody
term
else who's been paying attention was like, no, run,
right? You know,
help, us. What are you doing?
You're right. Good God,
what's wrong with you people?
But, you know, I will say for this term of Trump, it's been more serious than the first one. Like, in my opinion, I know all of it is serious, but
it's been mostly war.
I wouldn't say it's
been mostly war and tariffs and Gestapo arresting people. It's been very serious. A lot more serious. There's no
not
guardrails.
Clownishness going on now. There's
flying through space like.
There's mishandling of government of situations. Right? Like,
remember, they fired like half the government. All the black people got fired.
Yeah, I mean, there's buffoonery going on. But
they went DEI. It was just like, yeah, that's illegal now. Like, yeah, it's very serious. Sorry, you're right.
I think so. I think people are taking this term of his presidency more seriously than they took the first term. I think just in general. Like, now, whether that's good or bad, whether he's making good decisions or not, like, I think the first time it was more about his celebrity, and this time it's more about, that's just the sense that I feel from people talking about him. You know what I mean? Like, there's not as many celebrities kind of talking about him, you know? Like, he's more, I don't know.
Celebrities like who?
Yeah.
Joe Rogan all over this nigga dick.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
you talk about your boy Joe Rogan.
I always say it's a cap in Joe's, it's a feather in Joe's hat that these politicians have to take his show seriously enough, because there's so many people listen to Joe that they know that they have to get on his airways, on his show, to garner that support. Like, that's a feather in his
nice if you use it responsibly. It's a lot of power, bro.
Regardless of how he's using it.
It's a lot of power.
I remember Joe Rogan from Fear Factor. And I guess maybe he was one of the pioneers in the podcasting space, you know?
No.
To really have his own setup and his own, you know, thing. But, I mean, I remember listening to Joe Rogan. I remember when Charlie Murphy was on there way back in the day. Like, way back in the day. When he first started.
That's when he was interesting.
I still think he's definitely gotten more... Political? He's definitely gotten not as interesting recently, especially the last couple of years. I would say maybe since the whole Spotify thing kind of went down.
Oh,
but RZA was on a recent episode of his. That's his second time being on, and I liked RZA. So RZA had an interview with Donnell Rawlings. That was the first time, and then the second time was like maybe 2 weeks ago.
He had an interview with Donnell Rawlings on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Donnell
Rawlings
Donnell Rawlings was on the Joe Rogan podcast with RZA, the first interview. That was like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And then the second interview.
I think I do remember that.
The second interview they just did a couple weeks ago. But I like when RZA's on there, man. Like, and you know, they had serious conversations, you know what I mean? I've never looked at Joe as a, like a political guru. I like the basis of his conversations and the thought-provoking kind of conversations that he has with his guests. But I do respect Joe for that, because he's He's always had thought-provoking conversations, man. Like, you know, you could point to some bad things that he said and done and some bad guests, but you know, I like him because he's very thought-provoking. But what happened with him specifically? Something specific happened with Joe?
Did you like endorse Trump? What are you talking about? Like, did he endorse Trump? Like, that's his boy, and he ain't got shit to say about it now.
Well, I
can't. Weird, man.
Again,
it's just weird, homie. Like Joe Rogan is like.
Joe is a celebrity. Now, the same reason that Trump has to appear on Joe Rogan's show to try to garner the support of some of Joe Rogan's crowd is the same reason that if I'm Joe, it's kind of smart to align yourself with Trump because Trump does have a support cast, right? Like you would rather gain some of those same Trump supporters. You'd rather them start supporting you and listening to your show and endorsing you as a podcaster than to make enemies of these people. You know what I mean?
But you don't have to say anything.
I think it's
you
a smart
to
play.
Make enemies of them, but
I think it's a smart play on his part to to try to get some of that audience and not try to alienate them. You know what I mean? That's just being
alienating
smart.
them. Wait, I think it's the other way around, man. Like I think you got it effed up. Like I think it's the other way around. I think Trump went to Joe because Joe had the audience that Trump wanted.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So but what do you
Trump
mean?
also had a following that was coming in that didn't know anything about Joe either. So it's like we got to eat off each other. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're going to come in and try to be on my show, I'm also going to try to look like I'm.
And for being a free thinker, Joe definitely fucked that one up, man. Like just proof that this motherfucker is truly a meathead. And you know the most fucked up part about it is like Joe knew this shit. He knew he had no fucking business dealing with politics. Right?
100%. I can say that. Because he never really
did it anyway because of his own fucking hubris. And now those motherfuckers got
and that's
endorsed Trump. The motherfucker got in the office. He had on fucking Peter Thiel. He had on fucking not Peter. Yeah, forget Peter Thiel. Elon Musk. He's got all the fucking Epstein associates on his fucking cast, man. Like this motherfucker's got. He's got the fucking ties to the. Like he's just a rich guy now. He's just a rich asshole now. Like I think what you're talking about, thought-provoking conversations, that was before Joe became just a richer asshole. Right? Like this motherfucker's got nothing for the proletariat anymore.
And that's kind of the I guess kind of the drawback to being to buying into your own fame, right? Like you have to kind of start aligning a certain way, which was to Joe's detriment. He never really aligned with one side or the other. A lot of his more thought-provoking conversations
but that's not a downfall. I think that worked for him because he had access to both. He lost.
Right.
Joe lost any of the leftists that would listen to him.
Right. He did have access to both.
He had access to both.
I think he still has a lot of those people. I think he still has a lot of those people.
I think people who are here, leftists fundamentally pay attention. Right. That's kind of what makes us leftists. Right. We're on the left. We're like, we need numbers and we need calculations and we need fucking to understand the system of things and the scientific method. We need there's an order of things and we were like, okay, so these order of things makes this happen. And when somebody's like, we can listen to bullshit for like enjoyment, but as soon as you start about spouting right-wing nonsense that we know is bullshit and you not calling it out, my niggas is like, and I'm not speaking for every leftist. Let me say I'm speaking for me. Being a leftist who thinks like that, I can't listen to Joe no more because every time I listen to him, especially when he got on these hacks on, man. Like,
wait a minute. Okay, now, Juice, I get it as a leftist, right? But now, isn't that kind of to your detriment that you can't listen to him anymore? I still feel like you should be open to
people listen to
different
podcasts.
I still feel like you should be open to different points and ideas, and you know,
if you can hold your argument, yeah, I'm down.
And that is one of the things that really did make Joe special.
Good leftists on his show. He doesn't have the people who would challenge him on his show. Like, who's the last person to challenge Joe Rogan on his show about his fucking political positions?
See, that's the thing. You're talking about political positions, but I don't think the strength of Joe Rogan is not in his politics. The strength of Joe Rogan is in his conversation, and I think that's one of Joe's strengths is that he was not on any just one side. He wasn't on the left or right. He was down the middle. He could have a conversation with both sides.
Yeah,
and hopefully that's still in his bag. I think that's still there with Joe. You know what I mean?
Where?
Because I don't think political alignment comes into play when he's running a podcast platform. You know what I mean?
But he needs good conversation. He doesn't
need biased ideas. He needs good conversation on both ends. You know, that's what drives interest in his product.
What if I told you that good conversation for certain people is based upon ideas that are good ideas? Good ideas to who? That person? Because I mean, good ideas to you might not be good ideas to me. But if you can challenge the idea, right, then fine, right? But if you can't, and he just doesn't have the people on. He just doesn't have leftists on. You said he had RZA on. Like, I don't know who he has on his show, right? So, like I said, I haven't really watched it for a while. But
I know you haven't been fucking with Joe Rogan for some years, bro.
Because niggas
you cut off Joe Rogan, and I think you the one that put me on to Joe Rogan. You sent me some Joe Rogan joint like years ago.
But the motherfucker was open-minded.
Podcast. Yeah, and I started listening to Joe. Like, you cut off Dave Chappelle, you cut off Joe Rogan. Like,
I don't even cut off. They don't know me. Like, I didn't cut them off.
But if a celebrity does something you don't agree with, you do not fuck with this person anymore.
The motherfuckers be wrong.
Yeah,
like, they be wrong. Like, dude, like, I don't know, man. I don't know how to explain it, man. Like Joe just doesn't have people who don't agree with him on his show.
Or he does.
So
I think Joe does a good job of shutting people down that do disagree with him. I think Joe, because it's he usually lets people talk, but I've heard people not agree with him. They're not about anything like political, but Joe will overtalk them and kind of shut them down. And I guess that's his right. It's his show, his audience. He doesn't want to look like he's wrong, you know?
So look, let me just say, like people like me, man, we have a criteria, man. Like Joe Rogan don't meet that shit, man. That's all. Dave Chappelle don't meet that shit either, man. It's
Joe
fine.
Rogan did something to piss you off, and you have not fucked with Joe Rogan. You know what I think it was?
What did Joe Rogan do to piss me off? What did Joe Rogan do? I think it was
that clip of him saying nigga over and over. That was back in the days. Remember that shit?
No, I let that shit go. That's not even my issue with
bro. When he did that, where he came out with that shit, I feel like that shit really hit you for Joe Rogan, man. You was not fucking that wasn't it though.
Wait, there was one
and that clip did sound bad.
No, but that's not the thing that got me on Joe, man. For me, what got me on Joe was this motherfucker having Elon Musk on that bitch. Like the first go round when Elon Musk smoked weed for the first time, I was on Joe at that time. Remember that shit? I was all over that shit. That shit was like revolutionary. That's when I borderline thought Elon Musk was like fucking all right. I thought this motherfucker might be all right. Like maybe that shit was
revolutionary. That's probably Joe's last revolutionary
after that shit. Then I seen how the motherfucker acted after that, and I adjusted accordingly. That's all that happened, right? Like I'm watching how people behave, and I'm like, I can't really fuck with people who don't fucking behave like all people. Like everybody's rights matter, right? Like Elon Musk since that incident has been really Nazi posting, eugenics type shit. Motherfuckers don't know that shit. Joe will never bring it up. Like that's my fucking problem. He's had him on this show multiple times. Get no interest in that shit. Like all I'm saying is that like it's fine. Motherfuckers want to listen to Joe Rogan. I'm not telling you not to listen to him. I'm telling him I'm not fucking with him because he's a fucking hack.
Well, I don't know. I'm always the type to think for myself. So I like when you say listen to, I can hear someone's opinion and maybe kind of form my own based upon the conversation that's happening. But listen to is such a loose term with me as far as like celebrities. Particularly Joe Rogan.
All you do with the podcast.
I enjoyed his conversation, but I don't know how much I'm going to be listening to Joe. Outside of like a workout routine or something like that, but like any of his political stances and everything, like I don't think Joe Rogan has ever swayed me. But Speaking of Elon, that shit was a
you
crazy
do be
episode.
defending
Dog.
Trump, bro.
That shit was a crazy episode when Elon was on there. When Elon was on there smoking weed, like, yo, what the fuck is Elon Musk doing on the Joe Rogan show smoking weed? Like, Elon was a goddamn hood celebrity at that point, bro. Like,
he was.
I wonder how many views that video has on YouTube, man. That shit has to have 100 million views, bro. Sure. Elon Musk on Joe Rogan. That shit was a crazy episode. Like, and I think he was on there for like 3 hours. I listened to the whole damn thing. Like, I listened to the whole. And like Elon Musk sound like a fucking genius and all this shit, and then something Nazi has happened, you know? What the fuck, you know?
Just think it's fucking the Nazi salute and shit.
Right. So all that shit was after, you know? So it was like, damn, that shit tore all the luster right off Elon, man.
And Elon has been on since then. And what did Trump say about Elon Musk with the whole Nazi shit? You remember that, Joe?
Did Elon come on after that? He did come on for another episode after that. Yeah. But I just remember the first one. Did I listen to the second one? I can't even remember. I know the first one was crazy. That's when he was smoking weed.
What I do know is that Joe excused that shit for him.
Yeah. Well, I can't.
That's all I'm saying, bro.
If I'm Joe and I'm running a podcast and I have the person of Elon Musk standing on my platform, I'm going to defend this motherfucker. If Elon Musk came on the Attention Idea Talkers podcast, we might not defend him, but we'd be like, hey, watch your mouth when you talk about Elon, man. All right. Like if somebody came around and said, man, Elon Musk's a fucking dumbass, and he just appeared on our podcast.
Who?
Elon Musk.
On our podcast?
100%, you'd be like, yo, watch your mouth when you talking about Elon,
Am I
man.
On the show?
Yes, you'd be like, if Elon came and made an appearance on this show.
I got nothing on this show, but like, bro, I'm asking them, why did you do a Nazi salute?
That's fair. That's fair. That's a fair podcast.
I'm not even saying I'm going to be rude to the motherfucker. I'm telling you, I'm going to be like, why did you do a Nazi salute? You knew it was a Nazi salute. Was it funny?
Yeah, but like, okay, even after that,
I'm engaging. Joe, don't do that shit.
Even after that, if somebody says something bad about Elon,
Doge fired so many people of color. Do you really think like all DEI is black people just hanging out? Like, I'm asking them some fucking real questions.
I mean, of course not. And to think that Doge just fired people of color. I mean, they fired everybody.
I didn't say he just fired. He said he fired so many.
He fired a lot of white people too.
All right, he fired a lot of people of color. Remember, this nigga fucking
fired a lot of
dismantled.
People. He fired a lot of people.
Nigga, like he's fired a lot of people of color. Like he also.
Okay. I don't think it's fair to say that he fired a lot of people of color when he was getting rid of governmental jobs. That's everybody. You know what I mean? I know DEI, they wanted to bring up when the Reagan airport crash happened, and DEI, did they hire the wrong person? Okay, if you're firing governmental jobs, you're firing everybody. There is no color there. You know what I mean? You're downsizing. You're cutting workforce. You know what I mean? You're cutting payroll. When they say they cut 13,000 jobs, I don't think they cut 10,996 people of color jobs and then the rest were white. They cut everybody. It was 13,000 people. Okay. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Those didn't just cut people of color's job. They cut everybody's job.
I didn't say he just cut people of color's jobs. That's not what I said, did I?
All right. Well, you said you implied that he cut a lot of people of color's jobs. Okay, fair enough. He cut everybody's jobs. Okay, I don't think there was anything racial there.
Whoa, let's be clear. He didn't cut everybody's jobs.
Well, they were downsizing, bro. They were downsizing.
He didn't. That's not fair to say he cut everybody's jobs. He didn't cut everybody's jobs.
And Elon Musk is thinking like an entrepreneur, a capitalist entrepreneur. He's not thinking like a politician. So yeah, he's going to cut in him.
All the more reason motherfuckers shouldn't have been in that joint, cutting people's jobs and firing people. All the more reason he shouldn't have been in that bitch. He had no governmental right. He had no authority to be in there. He laid out. Dude, he dismantled USAID. You know how many people are going to die because that shit's not functioning anymore? Mm-hmm. We're talking on the scale of millions of people that we won't ever see, but are dying because of this motherfucker. Like, to ignore that shit is crazy. Yeah. I'll ask him about that shit. That's what I'm asking.
I know if he appeared on this podcast this week, next week,
very conciliatory.
Next week,
I get it.
When you saw the views on our YouTube, on this YouTube post, When you saw the views because we had Elon Musk and somebody said something bad about Elon, you defend us. And you like, yo, watch your mouth.
After this,
watch your mouth when you talk about Elon, man.
I'm sure after that, I'll be getting fired from my job. But like, if I'm getting the opportunity, I gotta ask, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. You would talk good about him after you saw the views on our video, though.
What kind of views would make me talk good about Elon Musk?
When you saw the number of views this motherfucker's brought to our platform just by him appearing on it, you know what I mean? You would talk good about him. So I'm just saying that to say we can't blame Joe for saying something good about Elon, right? Like or even
Joe
Trump.
Just ain't got no principles, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's the difference. Like,
dude, you kind of got to sell your soul if you want to make a deal with the devil. You know what I mean? Like, he's selling his soul.
Sell your soul to make a deal with the devil.
He's selling himself to try to improve his platform. I can't, you know what I mean?
Maybe you make a little bit less money by not selling your soul, all right? Like, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't need to make the most money,
man. Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. I think Dr. K had a comment. Comment just popped up. The Doge kids explicitly said that they cut funding for things that look DEI. Black women were the most impacted by the cuts, and it had taken them twice as long to find new jobs. I can get with that though. To take twice as long and now the job market's flooded. Everybody needs jobs, so it's going to be harder for these people to get jobs. You know what I mean? This is like a domino effect. It's so easy
to like whitewash like certain like perspectives that like need to be like stated as fucking factual as they are. Like, it's so easy to be like, he fired everybody or he fired a bunch of people. But like, that's kind of just whitewashing him, isn't it? Because it was targeted. We know those people of color.
People of color?
Women.
How so?
DEI.
How so?
Did you just read it, right?
You think, wait. So you think the whole point of DEI was to hire women and people of color, and so you agree that a lot of these people were hired based upon not the idea of them being qualified for the job, but because it was DEI?
No, it's not.
I don't think
that's not what I agree.
I don't think it's fair to say that they fired them because of DEI either.
Let me answer the question you just asked me. Right? No, that's not what DEI is. DEI gives opportunity to people who are otherwise qualified to be able to get into a position that they would otherwise likely be excluded from because of their color or gender.
So like, then they got hired because of their color or gender.
No. What are you talking about? They didn't get hired because of their color or gender.
So they did not get hired. So DEI is now supposed to make them get hired.
No,
but not based upon their color or gender.
You keep saying things that that doesn't even
wait. Listen to the.
Let me answer the question. Let me answer the question. Like what DEI does, because you don't understand what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So what it does is it allows a person who was qualified and otherwise
DEI allows a person who was qualified. Yes.
All right. Yes. All right. Qualified. And has the support and the ability to do the job. They have it. They meet the threshold.
So DEI allows that person to get hired.
It allows that person to get hired because they would otherwise be looked over because of DEI is
the reason that they're getting fired, is what you're saying, right? Like when they start to rescind,
they would be able to get hired because they meet the criteria for the job, but because of their color or gender, they would not get the job.
So someone who was not hired for DEI has just as much a chance of getting fired because of DEI than that person who got hired because of DEI.
So the person fired because of DEI. Say it again.
Wait a minute. So when Doge goes to cut jobs and they target people who benefited from DEI, right? You're saying that Doge
they say
targeted people who benefited from DEI.
Let me clarify. They say they benefited from DEI. They have no support for this. They just say
Who's saying they benefited?
The people who are working in Doge. They'll say this person benefited from DEI. So then when they go to cut these government jobs, no support.
So when they go to cut these government jobs, are they targeting people who benefited from DEI, or are they just cutting in general jobs?
They're cutting. According to them, they cut people. No, according to them, they're cutting programs and funding that looks like DEI. Now, if you ask them what does DEI look like, they say black people and women. You understand the issue? You see that? Like, you see what that is?
No, I don't think that's it. People of color is not just black people. People of color could be Indian people. It could be Muslims. Okay. It could be, you know what I mean?
I said it to summarize my point, but yes.
So now, when Doge turns around and they need to cut these jobs, you're saying that Doge targeted people who were only hired because of
people
DEI?
Of color. I gotta be clarified. They targeted people and they programs and funding. People, programs, funding. This is what they cut. People, programs, funding that looked like DEI. DEI looks like to them people of color, since if we have to include everybody, people of color and women and trans or whatever, like LGBT, whatever. But like that's what DEI looks like. So you see that that's the problem. You see how like that would overly impact people of color because they're targeting people who look like DEI because of them. DEI looks like people of color and women. It's a circle.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Venn diagram that's just a circle.
I think it's too broad of a subject or too broad of the whole issue is too broad to say that they fired these people because this thing happened before. You know what I mean? And to say that they targeted this group, because then you'd have to look at some numbers, right? You'd have to look at what percentage of these people of color were fired versus what percentage of people who were not of color were fired. You know what I mean?
Well, mind you, they didn't.
We just start throwing around. I don't know the numbers either. I'm not even going to pretend like I do, right?
So
but
they didn't.
I don't know, man. I don't know. The whole thing is fucked up, right? You would hope it would not happen. I know that's what the whole popular thing was, even the whole Turning Point USA and Charlie Kirk, and they hired her and she wasn't qualified and they're spitting all this stuff out, but none of us actually knows the numbers. You know what I mean? Like we know how we feel.
What happened to Turning Point USA?
And well, they were saying a lot of that DEI stuff. All the Charlie Kirk clips about the girl wasn't qualified and the one black judge or something that he was talking to and all this shit. Remember all that shit? That was a hot button topic that Trump and them ran on coming into this presidential cycle with DEI. So
let's talk about this shit. Like so what DEI to them is just people of color, right? So Ketanji Jackson,
that's what they told everybody. Like
that's what who is that?
That's what they ran on, right? When they're trying to garner up support from their base, who are
the racist base.
Yeah, let's say it, white men, right? They're going to say that the reason you guys are not getting hired in these jobs is because we had to hire a bunch of people of color and women, right?
Yeah,
so
that is what they say.
When you're trying to garner support from your base. When you're trying to garner support from your base, you're going to tell people what they want to hear. Nobody wants to support anything that they don't want to hear. If they don't want to hear it, they ain't going to support it.
Bigots like racist and sexist shit, yeah.
Or
it's a decision whoever remember, it's a decision
whoever likes whatever they like,
racist and bigoted shit. It's a decision one makes to run on racist and bigoted shit. That's a decision, and that decision is a moral decision. So
I ain't gonna say you lying. That's definitely what they ran on. But
that's what they're. I'm not saying you lying either. You telling the truth.
I think that a lot of people capitalized. They capitalized on Trump's celebrity, knowing that they could run like someone like Elon Musk.
Was saying racist shit.
Someone like Elon Musk, whether he's racist or not, he's a businessman who has shareholders. He has the answer to, right? So. He kind of more or less jumped on the whole Trump bandwagon after the first term because he kind of came out of nowhere. I'm sure Trump maybe has support from him from the first go around and everything, but not to this extent where.
Well, They were actually
where
beefing.
Musk was actually participating in government activities. You know what I mean? And being a part of his cabinet and all this shit. But
he gave him a lot of money. Yes.
Yeah.
That's kind of how
he
you
wouldn't
do
be
it
the first one. He wouldn't be the first one who ran on racist and bigoted ideals. That's just kind of what we do, right?
Reagan.
And they needed a foil to first Hillary Clinton and them the first time, and then they needed a foil to Kamala Harris and everybody this time, right? So they're running against women. You're gonna stir up. Well, y'all not getting hired because of these women. There's I always question like what they believe versus what they actually say. We know what they say in public, but we don't know what the fuck these motherfuckers believe. You know what I mean?
Who
knows? Everybody thought Trump was cool. Everybody thought Trump was cool before he was president. That motherfucker was in music videos, right? He was on The Apprentice and all this shit. Nobody was threatened by Trump. You knew exactly who Trump was. He was a celebrity. What? He's a celebrity businessman, So
you don't think Trump believes this shit because he was a celebrity in music videos?
I don't know if he doesn't believe it necessarily, but he didn't run a campaign on it. He didn't run a campaign on it before that.
Do you think he could believe it now versus then? Because it benefits him?
I still don't know if he can believe when you kind of get to that level. I don't think they think like the people they think like. You know what I mean? Like they're on a different kind of a scale. He doesn't think like the average Joe. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't think like the average person, which is why he says stupid shit like that. Neither does Elon Musk. Neither does Joe Rogan, for that matter. You know what I'm saying? I think Joe is more close to it than Elon, but
because Joe used to be a normal person.
Crazy how this morphed into DEI. It's crazy how this morphed into DEI and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, there was another point I was going to make originally. Oh yeah, my other point I was going to make is that Dave Chappelle's the same way. I did want to talk about Dave Chappelle. And since I have you,
Dave, he's a comedian, man. Leave Dave alone.
I want to play
right.
So Joe Rogan supposedly, even though he's not funny.
Yeah. So but they have influence as far as in their.
So did you watch that
their sphere of influence?
Did you watch that Chappelle interview recently?
Yeah, I did. Actually, I watched the whole thing. Yeah. I didn't think he said anything like that was blown away. I thought he seemed sincere in it. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't. He didn't say anything that like he hasn't said before. Going and doing shows in Saudi Arabia. He's right. I mean, people have done business in Saudi Arabia for years. Like, there's never no, like the WWE does shows in Saudi Arabia all the time. They said that's one of their biggest markets. And if you're trying to grow any kind of a business or a company, you have to want to expand overseas. And if Saudi Arabia is an accepting market, we get caught up in.
But what if Dave Chappelle was just a comedian?
He is just a comedian.
Oh, okay. So we're really worried about getting the market in Saudi Arabia, is he?
Well, yeah, if he's trying to expand his brand, he is trying to worry about getting the market in Saudi Arabia. Dave Chappelle is his own brand. He's trying to expand his brand and his fan base by going to Saudi Arabia and doing shows. Like, why would you not want to do that? WWE does it. The NFL does it. They go overseas and play games.
They're also like they're different than Dave Chappelle, the individual.
They're trying to expand their brand. That like the Dave Chappelle is his brand.
But here, Dave Chappelle's reason he gave it himself is because they are willing and did murder the American journalists.
Well, yeah. Dave has been outlandish on some, and he can get away with a lot of jokes there that he can't get away with here, right?
What do you mean? I think it's the other way around, right?
Well, no, like a lot of the LGBTQ jokes and all that stuff. I mean,
he literally gets away with them here. That's part of what he was complaining about because he did them, and everybody was like,
but not with so much backlash.
Man? Well, who the fuck cares?
And that one joint, I forget what special it was.
Backlash.
I forget which special it was where he talks solely about the LGBTQ joint. Was it equanimity or something? That shit wasn't even funny. It was just like, what is this? Like, you could have just did that in like a little sit down documentary interview or something. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't even have to put this as a comedy special. This shit wasn't funny, you know?
But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, why is he like worried? Like, back to the original point, like, he said it himself why he didn't want to do the shows in Saudi Arabia. And then he said it changed because he saw other corporations and companies doing it. So like, there's a difference between like a corporation doing something who has a literal fiduciary responsibility to increase their profit margin every year. This is literally what they do. They are shareholders and they are legally obligated to do that. They are constantly having to. Dave Chappelle does not have that fiduciary responsibility.
He doesn't? To himself, to his brand, he doesn't have that fiduciary
who are Dave
responsibility.
Chappelle's shareholders?
To expand his fan base and grow his market.
Dave Chappelle's shareholders? He doesn't have a
over
legal
there and
fiduciary benefit or responsibility to do that. He just doesn't.
I think maybe a reason that he said that other people were doing it, so he decided to do it, was he saw an opportunity to expand his reach and his wealth by doing shows in Saudi Arabia. Like, they're offering me this, this money to come do these bunch of shows. Yes. Why would I turn that down?
Because of the murder situation, then they killed an American journalist. That's the reason that you turn that down.
Dave Chappelle as a comedian. I mean, I don't know what comments he said about that before and all that, but that's something that Dave Chappelle didn't have anything to do with. You know what I mean? Like, Dave Chappelle going and telling jokes on stage as a comedian had nothing to do with that journalist getting.
But going to perform for the people who did have something to do with it is kind of the issue, right?
Bruh, come on. He performs for people here of all backgrounds and ilks and races and all types of. He's a comedian. He's a celebrity. That's what they do.
If he like did a show for I don't know who's a terrible person who's like
well, he did a show at the gala at the dinner the other night. The guy did the shooting.
No. Like, what if he did a show like?
If he did a show there, that shit would have been bad. That would have been the worst.
Sold out for shit like that. But anyway, like, what if he did a show for somebody who did something like and I mean like egregious, like one-on-one egregious, like somebody who murdered somebody. Like who murdered somebody got away with? Zimmerman. The guy who shot Trayvon Martin. Say Dave Chappelle did a show for for Zimmerman, the guy who killed Trayvon Martin, because Zimmerman had enough money to make him feel like it was worth it.
That's a bad example.
Why is
because Saudi Arabian people are not bad. No, they're just like American citizens. So a lot of those people that were in that crowd, a lot of those people that were in that crowd are just like me and you.
They're not
citizens of the country who came to see a comedy show.
Well, first of all, how much money do you have to go see Dave Chappelle?
If I had an opportunity and a chance to go see Dave Chappelle, I would definitely drop a ticket to go see Dave Chappelle. How much
do you want to spend on seeing Dave Chappelle?
I don't know. It depends on how much tickets were. If I could get the tickets for 120, 130, 150 bucks, me. I would definitely go see Dave Chappelle.
So it's very different there, right?
You can't say that everybody in that crowd was evil.
People like you and me are different. Like, you and me are different over there. You and me here is different than you and me over there. It's a different situation. So he's not performing for you and me.
Yeah, he's performing for the people. Saudi says, yeah. But a lot of those people in that crowd who are watching him are just like you and me. They're just average citizens trying to enjoy a comedy show. They have nothing to do with that journalist or anybody else. You know what I mean?
They're not selling tickets like that. They're not doing the same. It's not the same situation for doing it over in Saudi Arabia. It's not the same thing as selling tickets for a venue here. It's a different scenario.
Did he do a bunch of private shows? Is that what that was?
Yes. Absolutely. They're private shows, man. And they're like, a lot of them are royal. A lot of them are the elites. A lot of them are the big oil tycoons. A lot of them are the motherfuckers that.
And I'm sure a lot of them are just average Joes too. You know what I mean? Come on.
But we can't say that he
performed. We can't say he performed a comedy show for a bunch of oil tycoons. And
the point I'm making is that doesn't matter because he's going at the behest of the government who killed Khashoggi. They asked him to go. He said, "I." That's why. And so what do we call that?
You probably call it selling out because they probably threw a bag.
That's what you would call it. Now, if you're okay with if Chappelle is okay, no. Look, if Chappelle is okay with selling out, that's him, right? I got a fucking problem with it. That's why I got beef with this nigga. He don't fucking know me from Adam's House Cat, man. Like, what I'm saying is that, like, if it doesn't, I just don't want him to make the excuse. And in that interview, he didn't. He said they had enough money. They pay me. Everybody else was doing it. So I was like, I'll give them my principles to do it. That's my only issue with Chappelle. Don't make it seem noble, nigga. He was like, don't make it seem noble. Nigga, you just sold out. Shut the fuck up. Go ahead and do the show. I don't give a shit. But I know you sold out. You know you sold out. Don't make it seem noble. Even if he was just like, all right, I sold out. They have mad money. The fuck am I gonna do? I'd be like, well, at least the nigga said it. I know. But don't make me seem fucking. Don't make it seem like people who see you selling out are crazy for watching you sell out to our faces. Like,
I see what you're saying. Nigga, like, I don't think it's fair to say that every celebrity who chases a bag is selling out. Like, it depends. It depends on the situation.
Does. It
depends. They probably do a hell of a check at this nigga. He could not say no. This generational wealth, bro. He probably could set his fucking great grandchildren up with that shit. He's like, I can't. It would take me 2 years of touring and doing shows to equal the amount of this. I can't say no. That would be a bad business move for me to say no to this.
Also selling the fuck out too. So it's two things: a bad business move and selling out. Okay, nigga, I don't care. Cool.
That's kind of cool. I hate to say it. That's kind of what you gotta do, though. You know what I mean? Like,
does he?
I don't know if it's fair to say that everybody
fucking owns a town in Ohio. He fundamentally owns that town.
Fundamental question.
How much more money do you need?
Is it fair to always say a dude is selling out just because he's trying to increase his?
If you give up your principles for money, yes, that's literally it's the definition. I don't know. Is there another word for it?
I will say Dave Chappelle does talk a lot of shit about being noble. Like, he doesn't have any kind of like shortcomings as a human being, you know. And I guess, like, as a comedian, you are supposed to poke fun more at your shortcomings than everybody else. And it's rare that you hear Dave Chappelle say that he was wrong about something. And I guess maybe you're not supposed to, as a comedian, you're supposed to show this kind of like blind confidence that
honestly, I think as a comedian, it makes it even easier to say when you were wrong, because you can make fun of yourself and people love that shit.
Yeah, he does. Kind of, you could tell Dave Chappelle is a little arrogant. I will say that much. You know,
that's fine.
Yeah, he's, you know, but I don't know. I can't really blame them. I mean, they probably put a hell of a check in this nigga's hand, bro.
The only question we ever have to ask ourselves is, will we do the same thing?
Are we Dave Chappelle? Like, if I was Dave Chappelle,
if you was Dave Chappelle, would you do it?
Look, damn it, no. I'm not gonna let you do this today. I'm not gonna let you sully. I'm not gonna let you sully Dave's name like this, because nobody thought he was selling out. Nobody thought he was selling out when he turned around down that VH1 check or Comedy Central check for $50 million. We all thought Dave was a fucking hero. And then he fell out of the wayside. He fell to the side. Principled. Everybody thought he was smoking cocaine and went to Africa and all this shit.
We hold him to a higher standard.
And we were holding him. We were holding him as a hero, as a national hero for walking away from that money. And now he took the bag. Now you want to say he sold out? Damn, bro! Like, come on, man.
What are you talking about?
Damn. I'm just saying. Wait, no. When he walked away from the Chappelle show for that $50 million,
he did the right thing. He did the right thing.
Everybody thought he was the hero, right?
Yeah,
we thought he was a hero. We said, "Damn, I can't believe Dave stood on his principles and walked away from that money, gave up his show and his claim to fame, and walked away." That's how much more of a man can you be than that?
Yeah,
I was too. Yeah, and now you want to shit on him for taking the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, he took he saw the sheets.
What are you talking about?
He said, I can't let this shit happen again. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit probably hurt when he walked away. When he walked away from that $50 million, that shit probably hurt, bro. He's like, I'm not doing this shit again, bro. I'm not doing it.
Do it again. My
hell no, I'm not doing this shit again.
My pride ain't that strong, nigga. I can't not do that shit.
Is it fair to say a celebrity sold out for money? I mean, isn't that the point? Isn't that
Anybody
the point
can sell
though?
out.
Is to kind of increase your celebrity
if a
status and to make
homeless
money?
person can sell out, a celebrity can sell out. What the fuck are you talking about? If a person with nothing can sell out, then a person with everything can definitely sell out.
Yeah, I got it. But I mean, the whole point is to get richer and to increase your celebrity status. Like that's that's the whole point.
Or you could just be happy with the fans you have and make more because you're awesome at what you do. That's an option.
I didn't know the whole story about whatever reporter got killed there versus what Dave said. So maybe that's why I didn't see as much fault in the interview as I should have. Right.
No,
but
that's fair.
He definitely sold out. But I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair, though, because he's a celebrity and that's what you want to do. You want to increase your wealth. So, that's the whole point. That's why you got into the game,
I think he knew, man. Like, I think he knew it because when she asked him that question, that motherfucker stuttered.
And he had an answer ready. Like, he was ready to, I already thought about this. I'm sure they prepped him and told him what questions they were going to ask. Like, there's no way they just went up there blind and he didn't know what they were going to ask him. He knew.
Well, he sure shouldn't have his cigarettes with him, so.
Yeah, thank God. That's not a good look. I don't care if you smoke or not. Don't do this shit all on stage and just in front of everybody. Like, you don't give a shit about anybody else in the crowd. Like, it's one thing I don't like about Dave is like his willingness to smoke on stage like that is like, dude, you can stop and not do it for an hour. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. Like, come on. I don't know. Perception's big, and that's just not one of my favorite things that he does. Like,
see, for me, that's the thing. I don't care.
It's just
like for me, that doesn't bother me, man. That's crazy. Like, I'm like, yeah, it's your show. I'm assuming people who go to your shows know you do that. That's kind of your bit. So it's like, I don't know, like, what you gonna have kids?
So the show he did in Saudi Arabia,
in the audience, you already got a problem here.
The show he did in Saudi Arabia, that's when he was on a big ass stage surrounded by everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
So he
No. That was a stand up.
Okay, yeah. Was that in Saudi? Because I thought
that was a stand up where he talked about it.
Okay. Because I know they have a hella circulation system all around him because he started lighting up cigarettes. That smoke was floating right up in the air, bro. They were probably ready for that nigga, man. Like, this nigga's gonna smoke like a champ. Hey, man, put that filtration system in there, man. Like,
it's crazy because it's old shit. He didn't smoke like that.
Nah, he didn't at all. He didn't start to really like Netflix documentaries.
Mm-hmm.
He started with like the little vape, and then he was just like, "Fuck it, I'm just going straight cigarettes," and chain smoking on top of that. I'm like, "Come on, bro, this is not a good look, man." Like,
he kept relighting them shits.
Like, you Dave Chappelle, man. You could wait. You know what I mean? You smoke as much as you want to backstage. Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
For these 2 hours, tell me some jokes, motherfucker. Like, I ain't paying to see you smoke cigarettes. Paying for you to make me laugh. Make me laugh, nigga.
Yeah, we just talked about it. Yeah. Like, I don't know, man. This is like the other issue with that fucking interview. And this is, I just want to bring it up just because I want to vent, man. Because this motherfucker said that he was upset the way the right wing used his making fun and targeting of trans people in his jokes. He said he was upset the way the right wing used that. I don't understand this nigga.
Maybe more for like a victim, kind of like, look at these,
That's what he was doing, right?
Taking public sentiment about the issue and kind of throwing it in their face and making people laugh. Maybe he was just like the face of the person that they were the face of the enemy, kind of, they needed a face to put on the enemy, and it was Dave's face, and he was the one out there making people laugh about these jokes that, like,
you talking about the right wing was using Dave as a face for the left to be angry at?
Well, a lot of these LGBT jokes and like a lot of these like jokes about sex and what I mean, like, I don't know. What other comedian was making fun of the LGBTQ community like that besides Dave?
Nobody good.
I don't think anybody, period. Unless you were, maybe like on the Laugh Factory, some low budget, mainstream comedian was making fun of it.
What if it was like a reason for that? Because it was like a bad taste joke.
A lot of them were bad taste jokes, and they weren't even funny. And it was just like,
but he kept doing
where
them,
are
right?
you going with this? Why? He did seem kind of obsessed for a while, especially around that one special. He was obsessed with this community, and it's like, Dave, why are you so caught up on this? Like, what happened to you that made you kind of?
So you understand my confusion, right? Why is he upset with the right for literally saying what he was saying and being like, yeah, yeah. Like it felt like when it was, what was that one joke where he was like, somebody said something before, was I thought they went from laughing with me to like laughing at me, or like they started laughing too hard. You know, it was like, it was funny, but it wasn't that funny. What are you laughing at? Like, I feel like, look, I'm just speculating, right? And I know Dave Chappelle's a smart guy, but I feel like he got a lot of positive reinforcement from a lot of redneck white people who are, look, Dave Chappelle definitely got some conservative tendencies, right? And I feel like he got a lot of positive reinforcement from white folk who, and maybe black folk, just people who don't like the LGBTQ, right? I think he got a lot of positive reinforcement, and that's why he focused on it so much. And then he's just now realizing that those people were like right wingers, and he somehow didn't know before. I'm just trying to like figure the shit out.
Or he didn't know that he was going to become the focus of their, a lot of their backlash and their wrath, and maybe he thinks it wasn't fair that he was used as the face of, this thing about it. Dave Chappelle's realm of influence was probably kind of small before he became the face of their enemy, right? Like now his brand of comedy is being exposed to a much wider audience, even though Dave Chappelle was a celebrity.
Wait. Everybody loves Chappelle's show. That was his biggest thing. Yeah,
but I don't know if a lot of people watched it.
That's his biggest claim to fame, right?
I don't know if a lot of people watched it or were as in tune as we probably think that they were. I mean, let's think about it. This was 2000.
I haven't met anybody in my life who didn't
2003, 2004. Now they probably know him from like a lot of the clips, Charlie Murphy and all that. But how many people were sitting down watching the show? I mean, this is before Instagram.
It's all the same.
It's a whole different generation. That shit was 20 years ago. We were watching this shit, So I don't know. I don't know how many of those people know him from the Chappelle show.
That's why about.
And let's not forget, Dave Chappelle disappeared a long time.
Excited he came back was because of the Chappelle show. That's why we were like, oh shit, Dave's back, because the nigga left after the Chappelle show. We didn't give a shit if he left after the fucking, what was his first or second stand up.
Yeah, but he wasn't a sellout. He wasn't a sellout when he left Chappelle show though. He was a man. He was the national hero for the black community.
He did the right thing. That's what happens. I mean?
So you can't blame the man for trying to get the bag now, man.
And you get shitted on when you do the sellout thing. That's what happens. But like, as far as like him, I don't know, man. I just don't understand this nigga's like point of view. Like, what do you mean? He was upset when Lauren Boebert, because he said like Lauren Boebert, she's like a right-wing congresswoman, conservative congresswoman. I forgot what state, but she's like, yeah, he knows what a real man is versus a real woman, or whatever the fuck she posted. And he was like, and then he said, I think this nigga chicken shit, man. This nigga said his response to that was he did a show that night and he tore into her at the show.
Mm-hmm.
But she put that shit on Twitter. And he ain't say shit on Twitter. Nobody fucking seeing your show, your private ass shows, nigga. Like, what the fuck? That's kind of chicken shit. If you got a problem with what she said, nigga, roast her ass on fucking Twitter. What the fuck? That's where she posted it. You say something back, right? Like, is that not the proper? I have a problem with that step.
And also,
that's why I be thinking this nigga shit, man.
give me my Dave Chappelle minus the politics, right? Like, I like Dave Chappelle. I think personally Dave Chappelle's at his best when he's being a straight comedian. And
just
he's
telling
not
the story,
involved in the realm of politics and trying to please people and all that. Because you're a comedian. That's what made you great.
Joe Rogan too.
Yes, Joe Rogan too.
Same thing. Yeah. I don't love it if these niggas would shut the fuck up about politics.
Okay, now wait. Did Joe Rogan sell out? Because he signed a deal with Spotify that increased his net worth.
Do you have any? Do you think I don't think Joe Rogan sold out?
Yeah, the Joe Rogan definitely sold out, man. But that's not okay. We gotta I like Dave Chappelle and Joe Rogan, which is probably why I'm trying to defend these motherfuckers a little bit.
I know. I'm sorry.
Is it fair to say that they sold out when they? I mean, wouldn't it be bad business for you not to take the deal? Man, I sound like a sellout, man. Shit. You know,
it's kind of like the problem with capitalist mentality, man. Like, everybody thinks you could do anything for money, it doesn't matter. Well, no, like literally, that's the thing that selling out is about. That's why it's called selling out.
Well, if I'm trying to increase the value of my brand,
like you sold out.
Isn't it bad business for me not to?
You were bought. That's what you sold yourself.
If somebody came in, wait a minute. If somebody came and offered us a contract for the Intelligent Idea Talkers podcast, hey, $2 million a year each for 30 podcasts a year. Are we selling out, or are we increasing our value in our brand?
Here, you know what I mean? It's increasing the value of our brand.
But he said, look, I'll pay you this money, but y'all cannot talk about comic books. Y'all cannot talk about comic books. Did we sell out?
Yeah,
we sold out, bro. We definitely sold out.
Why would you pay me at all if I can't talk about the thing we like talking about?
Right.
Like, what do you mean? What evil, sinister plot do you have going on? Like, that's crazy. Yeah. What? Well, why do you want me to talk about? Well, why would you pay me money?
Would you sign that contract?
You must have another agenda, huh?
$1 million a year for 30 podcasts.
For
30 podcasts within that calendar year, but you cannot talk about comic books or movies. Has to be straight politics.
Oh, straight wait. Okay, for me,
nothing.
Let me be clear. If I can say whatever I want to about politics, and I can have the positions I want to have, then yeah, I'm down. I'll take that deal. We do politics.
It's a happy trade-off. Yeah. You can say what you want. Yeah.
But if you're like, you can't talk about your perspective on politics, you have to say these things that we tell you,
or you have to be pro-Trump and pro-Musk whenever you talk about politics.
That's out. Like, I got kids, man. Like, my kids gonna see this shit, man. Like, I know it's a lot of money, but like, what am I gonna tell my kids, man?
That you still might sign that contract. You be like, look, you know what you tell your kids while you signing the documents to their trust fund? I had to do it. Son.
That's why the motherfuckers be having like fucking depression. They'll do the motherfuckers be alcoholics, they be having depression. Their fucking soul is torn up. Does your fucking soul get towed up for that money, man? The motherfuckers be having issues, bro. Like you
ain't lying.
Y'all motherfuckers don't think that shit got a toll. That motherfucker got a toll. That shit takes a toll on you, man. Like, you might take that $2 million.
It's the reason that people say more money, more problems. We don't believe it, but it has to be true, right? Because, more money, more problems. I mean, it's more opportunity for those problems to come with the money. More money leads to more opportunity.
Like, if I was a nigga who advocated
for more problems, there's more issues,
Like, if I was a nigga who advocated, if I was a guy who was like, yeah, Trump's not so bad, and this nigga led into a war and bombed a school of children, because that was us. We bombed the fucking Iranian school, little elementary girls. That was us. I think I would be fucked up. I feel like if that was I feel some kind of way, and I have no control over this shit. I feel terrible about these things happening in Gaza. I feel terrible about these things. Whenever I see this shit, it fucking tears me up. I feel like if I had a hand in it, like, those are just my tax dollars. But if I had a hand in it, I don't know, man.
Yeah, you feel like your conscience would be like, how can I not,
Yeah, man. I don't think I could do that shit, man. I think I'll be a very different person. I'll tell you that.
With these celebrity types and these people in power, like this Trump thing the other day with the whole ball, like that ball was a way to mask what's really going on in the real world, so you don't really have to see it and acknowledge it and deal with it. You know, you just kind of sign a paper or say something stupid on Twitter or X and say a stupid statement to the media, but you don't have to see the reality of it in your face. You know what I mean? So
it's like a buffer.
Yeah, it's like a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
I feel you. I feel you, man.
But back to the question, man. Like, what do you think Chappelle was thinking, man? Do you think you would be able to draw that connection? It was like, okay, I said these things, these guys really loved it, and they laughed really hard, and so I did it again, and they laughed even harder. And maybe that's like, I hear that's the thing with comedians, right? As like, they'll do anything for the bigger laugh, like
that pop.
Like, yeah, they're always off of that next. I learned that from Joe Rogan. He told me about that shit. He's like, do anything for the next bigger laugh. And it was like, all right, so like maybe Chappelle was just like after that next bigger laugh, and it happened to be from he just didn't realize that while some niggas was laughing really loudly hard, other people stopped laughing altogether.
Yeah. I would hope in his profession that he realizes you can never please everybody, right? So somebody's going to be against you no matter what move he made, to the point where people are going to say you're sold out. Even if you didn't take the money, right, and you didn't do the show in Saudi Arabia, people would have been like, you're fucking stupid for not taking that money. Like, why would you not do that? That's such a smart business move.
There are definitely soulless people
to make that move and to make those connections and to earn that money. Why would you not do that?
And maybe he's surrounded about people like that because he's in Ohio. They don't give a shit about the motherfuckers in Ohio. Don't give a shit about Jamal Khashoggi. They're like, who the fuck is that?
He has to have another house somewhere, right? I know he owns like a lot of that town. He said he bought a lot of buildings there and shit, but like he has to have another house somewhere, right? But you got a house in like Tampa.
He's probably got one in DC or something.
Yeah,
because that's where he's from, right?
Gotta go. Like, straight up Ohio, you know?
No, I think that's where the nigga live straight up though. Like that's where he at. Yeah, man. Like I think like if he's surrounded by people, just like like I don't know who that is, but like they're offering you how much, bro? Take that shit.
Yeah,
and like nobody's giving you the other side of it.
He's a comedian, and you got to strike while the iron's hot. I'm sure he's been scared of being canceled the last couple years. He's threatened to be canceled, and people are trying to cancel him. So at this point in your career,
but that's all him doing this shit.
You're like, a comedian, bro. Like it's not like
when you target a community like that, like a small minority community. Like again, it's all comes down to where you're punching, man. Like a good comedian, the proletariat comedian, the people remember. Fucking George Carlin is not remembered for punching down at homeless people. Like he was remembered for punching up at the fucking people who's taking who's taking all your money from your checks, man. The people at the top who overworking people and telling you don't need healthcare. That's who he was punching at. Like
I will say,
Chappelle would be a legend if he was a proletariat comedian. He would be a legend beyond. He would be remembered forever.
I will say that this, to me, has kind of tarnished Dave Chappelle's legacy. The whole LGBTQ controversy, because of the way he kind of obsessed on it for a while.
He leaned into it.
Think about it. What did Dave Chappelle remember for? He's a funny comedian, great comedian. But his two claims to fame are, like you said, Chappelle Show. And really, what has he been in the news for a lot the last few years was LGBTQ community. You know what I mean? So, like, to me, and not in a good way with
it. It makes it.
It does draw like a negative correlation to his name. This whole association with that, like, you know, and especially when you come out with a comedy special that is targeting them specifically for an hour and 25 minutes. That's all you're talking about.
That's crazy, man.
I'm glad he rebounded with another couple specials after that, because that one left a bad taste in my mouth because it wasn't funny, and I didn't really see a point of a lot of the story. I know the person that he was referring to had committed suicide apparently, and that I want to say it was Equanimity. Was that
that shit that was so cringe, man. Like,
but it was very cringe.
He's like, you told a story about somebody who committed suicide.
And he was talking about the person for an hour and 20 minutes. Bro, it's like, why are you so upset? That shit? It was cringe. It was cringe. So I'm glad he bounced back after that because he's a funny comedian, man. I don't think he should be remembered, but he should be remembered for his ability to make people laugh and forget about their problems for the length of his show or whatever time he's on stage. You know, not shit like going to Saudi Arabia and doing a show when, you know. If I was him, my next comedy special I would do in America, obviously, and I wouldn't talk about any LGBT shit. Like, let it go. Just be funny. Go back to your roots. Just say some funny shit. You know,
he will. Yeah.
Because I remember his last one. He was talking about Chris Rock. He saw Chris Rock at a special or something, and it was funny. You know. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I saw a picture recently on Instagram. Man. Of like they panned around the room when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, and they took snapshots of all these celebrities' faces, and it was like a collage of all these people's faces, like the moment Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, and like the level of concern on everybody's face around that joint, man. Like The Rock was looking, you know what I mean?
Everybody was like go out that joint, like
yeah, I know all types of like, what the hell was that? Like, I remember seeing that joint, man. It was crazy. Couldn't believe it. Shit.
Damn, that shit was crazy. That was crazy.
That was wild. That was probably the last, you know, outside of like real world, as far as like the black celebrity community, that was probably the last crazy thing to happen. Yeah. Trying to think. I mean, outside of the Chappelle controversy. Because, you know, hold on. Let's go to the list of recent years, man. So we had Rihanna got into it with Chris Brown. That was a big black community thing. I'm sure I'm missing some.
Yeah, I'm not.
But yeah, probably.
In. I definitely remember
probably Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. The craziest thing ever. That was crazy. Nah, that was like Michael Jackson died in like 2009. Shit.
Wow. Was that long ago?
Yeah, I think it died ago.
Fuck. All right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Michael Jackson was done. Yeah, he died in like
Did you see that new Michael Jackson movie?
Nah, I heard people had mixed reviews on it though. Did you guys see it?
Yeah. No.
Was it good?
I didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
I don't really care. Look, if it's not superheroes, I'm probably not gonna watch this. Like, I need to pull myself out of that fucking mindset. But like, if it's like, the last movie I watched was the Mario movie, which was cool. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, see, y'all still got the little ones, man. Y'all can go see like, you know, family movies and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I gotta drag my son to the movies. I told him we're going to see Mandalorian Group. I gotta make him go with me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I meant to hit you back on that jump, man. Like.
Oh yeah, it's all good. I think I probably gotta work that Saturday.
It's a Sunday. It's a Sunday jump. But
okay. I might be off then. Yeah. Right. So y'all going to the Alamo?
Yeah, Alamo. It's 11 a.m. though. It's early jump.
You ever been to the Alamo?
The one in Woodbridge?
Any Alamo? It's alright. You know what I mean?
I like it.
So, I mean, because you know, people like you can get a burger and some wings. I think I got a burger, but I found it distracting from the movie. You know?
Yeah, like you don't want anything like you don't want a whole entree. I like
because I was focusing on my fries and shit.
Yeah, like a milkshake and some fries, peak. Yeah,
right. That way you can just pop them and it's kind of like popcorn. You can still just focus in on the screen and because I was like putting ketchup on my burger and shit. I was like, man, I'm not paying attention to the movie, bro. So man,
you trying to eat that, Joe? Like.
Yeah, like trying to bite the shit, look at the screen, not drip juice on my fucking shirt.
On the shirt, yeah. Sometimes it could be a lot, man. Like finger foods, like keep with the small shit. It's some mozzarella sticks, right? But yeah, you don't want a whole like you don't want to get like a steak at that, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool, man. I know everybody's like nobody goes to the movie theaters anymore. Call me old school. I know we're old, but I like the experience of going to the movie theater. I like sitting there on the big screen with the surround sound and reacting to a movie with other people around, like-minded people, and like laughing at the funny parts, being surprised by the surprising parts. You know, being caught up in the drama. Yeah, it is.
You don't get that at home, man. Like, who's not? I don't understand those people who are not going to movies when they can. Like, I'm not, because I got kids and shit, and it's hard to get out. But like, if I didn't, I'd be at the movies all the time. So many good movies coming out.
How you experience movies that I want to see. I want to see it in the movie theater. Damn, I wish I saw that in the theater.
For that. Why the fuck isn't that Avatar movie in theater? What the fuck?
Is it going straight to streaming? I think it is.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. I heard too. Yeah.
Dumb as fuck. You know how much money they would. I don't understand that shit.
They probably could, but I think it'd probably be hard to sell it after the live action Avatar movie. I think it'd be hard to sell it.
I think it would sell more because of the live action Avatar movie.
Because of the people that grew up on it.
The cadence of the original series on the animated screen and the big screen, I think everybody would go because there were so many shitty Avatar movies and shows.
Yeah. I like Korra. That should have been Aang and all them. That should have been Aang and everybody in their crew grown up in that city. That show should have been made for Aang and Katara and Zuko and all them. That shouldn't have been Korra. Korra shouldn't have existed. That should have been Aang. They should have founded the city. It could have been old Aang and all that.
Should have.
Then they wouldn't have a need for this movie, is what I'm trying to say. But I think it's hard to market a movie like that because Avatar came out so long ago and there hasn't been much to bridge, from when it last aired and premiered and was on TV and relevant in pop culture to now. I don't think there's been much. There's been no video games. Not a lot of people pay attention to the mainstream.
There are video games.
There are, but none that have come out. The last
not that good.
Avatar: The Last Airbender project was the Netflix series, which everybody knows that wasn't as good,
Wait. Back to Korra. What do you mean shouldn't?
That should have been Aang. And Korra should have been Aang.
What do you mean? How?
They should have fast forwarded 20, 30 years after the events of Avatar: The Last Airbender, right? And the legend of Korra should have been the legend of Aang. That should have been Aang and Zuko and Toph and Katara. They should have been the main characters in that show. There should never have been any Korra. It shouldn't have been Korra. You know what I mean?
Imagine saying like they should have done a sequel.
Imagine Aang and that whole crew.
Series. That's what you're saying.
Basically, imagine Aang and that whole crew.
That doesn't mean Korra shouldn't have existed.
I was disappointed when they announced that they were going to move to the next Avatar. I mean, when they announced Korra, I was like, why? Why we don't care about a new Avatar. We care about Aang. He's the central focus of the show.
I'm sorry, I don't think
I like Korra. Man. I didn't think Korra was horrible, but it should have been Aang and the crew. They should have been
the universe. It's a lore expanding thing. It's expanding
the universe.
We got so much other shit.
Did you care about that show? I found it hard to actually get into the mode where I cared about the characters. Outside of Korra, I can't say I cared about a lot of the characters in that show. I didn't care about Bolin or his brother.
Zuko?
He wasn't funny.
I like seeing
even down to like the animal character, Pabu and all them. Like he wasn't Angus Bison or whatever.
Like I love Tenzin.
I mean, he was all right. He just reminded me every time I saw Tenzin, I thought of Aang. I was like, well, shit.
He was nothing like Aang.
I know, but I wanted to see Aang. I didn't give a shit about Tenzin.
Aang was dead.
I know, that's the problem. That's what I'm saying. Aang shouldn't have been dead. He should have been alive, bro. Now you see how they bring it.
The villains were so good.
The villains were the best parts of that series. They were. The villains were. Even the Red Lotus Society. All those villains were off the fucking hook. The chick in the last season, the metal bender chick, what was her name? Kuvira was badass as shit.
Insane.
No, Kuvira was badass in that joint, man. The villains were the best parts of that show. Even the first season, the guy with the mask that took the blood bending away.
Yeah.
The worst season of Korra was season 2. That's when they did all the spirit spirit shit and Vatu and
I thought
Nabu, whatever.
Season 2 was with the Airbender guy.
That's the Red Lotus. That's season 3.
Is that here? Oh, that was season 3.
That's season
that was
3.
season 3.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I think
season
I agree with
2
you.
was like when they went to they did the convergence at the end, the harmonic convergence. And that shit was that was the worst one. But it was like it didn't suck. It didn't suck. It just wasn't Aang.
It was good. It just wasn't
good.
It wasn't Aang. That is true. It didn't suck.
Yeah, and you see how they bringing it back full circle. They're coming out with another Avatar: The Last Airbender, Aang, which is what they should have did in the first place.
I think that's because the movie sucked.
Yeah,
because the movies weren't terrible. Shit.
Did you see the live action movie?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You didn't see the Matrix. That's the one you didn't. That's the one me and Frank.
No, I did see it. I did see. Oh, 4? No, I'm never gonna watch it.
Resurrections. Oh yeah.
I'm never gonna watch. I saw it. Resurrections was 3, right? No, what was 3? Revelations. All right. I'm never gonna watch 4. Never gonna watch it. Not gonna do it.
I want you to do it just to see how bad it was, but that shit was terrible. Most terrible movie I've ever seen in my life.
Like, I don't like subjecting myself to pain I don't have to suffer.
It just reminded me nothing of
if they'd have caught me off guard and I went saw 4 and I was there, then I would also be in pain like you guys. But I'm not in pain like you guys.
I want you to sit down and watch it. I want you and your wife to sit down and watch that joint and really give me an opinion of what y'all think about that.
Why do you wish such evil upon us? That's me.
Yeah, it just. But
that's just me, man.
Let me see. When does Avatar: The Last Airbender actually come out? Like, when is the actual date on it? I think it's 2027, right?
We can go over that movie list. Actually, now that my computer's back up, I'm gonna try to pull that back up again. I want to go through see what the movies you had up on there.
Avatar: The Last Airbender is an upcoming animated film from Avatar Studios set to premiere exclusively on Paramount Plus on October 9th, 2026. Yeah, so we only got a few more months.
I don't have Paramount Plus. Fuck out of here.
Following a shift from its original theatrical release plan. So they planned on releasing it in the theaters. They changed it.
What happened to that?
The movie follows adult versions of Aang and his friends as they embark on a quest to find an ancient power to save their culture. Featuring a new voice cast, including Eric Nam as Aang. Oh no.
Who?
Stephen Young. Eric Nam as Aang. So he's a new voice cast.
Okay.
So he's not the same guy from the last one. I'm like, oh god.
He was a child. You can't have the guy. You can't have grown Aang sound like, yeah, guys, right. Come on, let's go.
You're right.
He had like a lisp.
The film has recently been the subject of a major leak with an unfinished version appearing online, sparking fan debate and criticism from the production team. Oh, good. So I'm glad I didn't watch it because it was unfinished.
Oh, okay. It looked like the clips I did see and the screenshots looked so cool. Toph looked so cool with that. You saw it with the she had like a fighting vest on, and like the visor.
I didn't see anything. I haven't watched any images or anything. I was like, I'm not seeing that. That's bootleg, Bobo ass shit. I want to see the actual movie.
But that Joe definitely whetted my appetite. Like seeing Zuko with the long hair and fucking Toph with like a visor.
Especially after my feelings about Korra, where I think it should have been Aang. Now they're actually giving me a grown adult Aang.
Well,
I remember in Korra when they flash back.
The comics are there.
I know they did do a lot of.
I never read them yet, but I got some of them.
Lore expansion and comics.
Yeah.
So I know like they did every time they did an Aang flashback in Legend of Korra. That shit hurt my heart, man. I was like, I want to see adult Aang. Like, this motherfucker's dead. How's he dead? How did he die? Did they ever say how he died in Korra?
Nope.
Shit was heartbreaking, man. I was like, why is Aang dead?
Yeah, like I hope he didn't get taken out.
Then you tried to put Korra in his place. I'm like, Korra wasn't endearing. She was kind of boring sometimes. I don't think she wasn't like really the hero type. She was running away from her problems. Like that was one thing with Aang, is like he always faced his problems head on. And when he did run, you understood it because he is a child running away from his responsibility as the Avatar, right? She was an adult and she's still sitting there. I mean, At some point, it's like woman up, Korra.
Bro,
You're the
think
Avatar.
about it like this. Think about it like this. They presented a dichotomy between the two characters. Like you said,
They did.
Aang was a young kid. He originally ran from his
yeah.
problems, and then he ended up running headfirst to them because he realized that was a mistake. Korra, on the other hand, was excited to be the Avatar. She couldn't wait. She was excited. So she ran headlong to her problems and realized she couldn't fucking take him down that way. So she had to retreat. She had to retreat a number of times in order to find a way by also relying on those around her. Right? That's how. So it's a dichotomy. It's different character building. It was good. It was just different. It's not the same. I know you like the things that are what they were.
It was different, and it was a good contrast because they were completely different characters. They weren't just carbon copy the same. You know, like she was completely different. Like, Aang was more heroic. Korra was, more of a brawler, I would say, than Aang.
Like, imagine if Korra was all bubbly and chipper like Aang, you would just miss Aang more. It also shows a distinction that, like, just because they have the same reincarnated spirit doesn't mean they're the same person.
Right.
So that was it. Like, so we saw that with Kyoshi and all those other avatars. They're very different people. I heard Kyoshi was a fucking murder. She was murdering anybody.
I heard they were going to do like a Kyoshi movie or some shit like that. That was a long time.
Crazy.
Yeah, that shit would be tight.
But it's like it just kind of reinforced, and to me it's just lore building, man. But I want more lore. Don't just give me that lore and leave it. Like, what the fuck? We need more lore.
Lore builds. Star Wars wouldn't be what it is today without the lore of the books. And
exactly,
all the fan-made stories, and just you need lore. That's what expands the world.
Exactly.
And the Avatar is such a rich story. The lore can be expanded upon like almost indefinitely. When you keep the reincarnation cycle going. But wait a minute. At the end of Korra, spoiler alert for Korra. So her and
10 years ago,
Asumi walked into the portal. Because Korra was it was implied that they were in a gay relationship together, right? They held hands, walked into the portal. So is that the end of the Avatar cycle?
I don't think so. No, I don't know. I have to go back and rewatch.
Me too. I'd have to go back and watch it. I'm like, was that the end of the cycle? I think it was, though. If I'm thinking about it correctly, I think Korra was the last Avatar. Because when she converged the spirit world with the real world, she was no longer the bridge between the two. So they didn't need the Avatar anymore.
But doesn't that mean that we need an Avatar more than ever? Because somebody would have to actually fucking literally bridge these fucking these different species of creatures and the humans. Like, you definitely need it. You need a couple avatars now. You need an avatar in every region.
That was a clever way for them to recover the Airbender nation, though, because now you could just say, "Oh, harmonic convergence." There's a hundreds of thousands of other Airbenders that popped up out of nowhere. So that was kind of clever, but I don't know. I don't want to hate on Korra because her series was different. Her series was different, but it just made me think about Aang, and like I loved our crew. Our crew was so lovable. From Avatar, The Last Airbender. You know what I mean? Sokka was endearing.
Sokka, you can't recreate Sokka, which is like...
And I'm mad that
you have to have like the original writers for Sokka.
Yeah.
Because you can't really just...
Well, hang on. So the people that are making this movie, aren't they the original writers from Avatar, The Last Airbender? I think so.
That's what I'm truly hoping.
I think so. I think they are.
They would have to be, I feel like. Because it seemed like from what it looked like, they had it spot on. I can't find the link you sent.
It was recent. It was just a.
Oh wait, not that. It's not opening. I don't know. The one with the movie stuff.
Yeah, the movie list. Let me see.
I see the airlines. But the other pages aren't showing up. I don't know. My computer's acting weird today. I don't know. I need to I don't know. I gotta do this shit. Anyway,
You about to make me go out here and watch Legend of Korra when I
actually want to rewatch that jump.
Okay, yeah. So
are they doing a DVD release?
Michael DiMartino and Brian Konietzko. Yep. Yeah, they're the two writers, so they're writing the new movie. Yeah, that's why I said good. Yeah,
what the fuck have they been for 20 years?
Continuity in writing is like some of the most important things when you talk about like lore and world building, because that same tone needs to be set. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to worry about the tone. Maybe we have to worry about, like, I don't know, maybe the script a little bit more than the tone of the show. We know that the tone is going to be the same because the same writers are being carried to this show, which is very important, bro. Like, when you start over with new writers, you're kind of starting from scratch again, you know?
Yeah.
Because those writers don't always have the same vision for the characters that the original writers did. So, yeah, that's great, man. So, yeah,
I'm excited. I'm excited to see how they grew, you know? I think, 100%. Like, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, I want to see, like, I don't know, man. I want to know who gets with who. You know what I'm saying? I'm invested, right?
We know that Aang knocks up. We know that Aang and
well, yeah,
Katara
that was a given. Because Katara, it is crazy because like Katara, Zuko, and Toph were all alive in Korra.
So none of the original people that did Avatar: The Last Airbender, none of the original voice actors are coming back. So that's everybody is new.
Sense. As long as they can perform, it's fine. Because they're kids. They're all old now, or older.
Mark Hamill did Fire Lord Ozai. You wouldn't even know if you didn't like read that shit.
Oh.
Like, Mark Hamill has such range for voice acting, though. Like, that motherfucker can do the Joker from Batman. He can do the Fire Lord from Avatar. You know, like, he can be Luke in Star Wars. Like, and you really wouldn't even know his voice. You know what I mean? Like, you would have no idea Mark Hamill was Joker because he doesn't sound anything like Mark Hamill talking to me. You know what I'm saying? So you wouldn't even know.
Yeah, not at all. When he talks as Joker, it's not even close.
I mean, that's crazy, man. So, yeah, this is the part of the cast where we definitely miss out of the co-host Frank, because he's so up on all the pop culture topics. I know he has something to say on Avatar: The Last Airbender, man. But definitely a great series. Can't wait to see it. Let me I'll maybe try to send it again real quick. Okay, every major movie releasing this summer. What the? Okay. Did I lose it?
I feel like the link was like dead. Right?
Yeah.
It was an Instagram joint, right?
Yeah, it must be dead because I can't pull it up either.
That's weird. Anyway.
But it was from Film Buzzer. Let me try to look up Film Buzzer and see if I can
Supergirl.
Supergirl's definitely one of them.
I just need more Star Wars, man. Like, we got the Mandalorian Grogu, but it's just so far and few between. I just need more lore. Give me another. Like, I'm watching Maul right now, like the Maul series, and we're halfway through, but I'm just like, I need shit to expand the world. The Maul shit doesn't really do it for me.
Yeah,
because it's like we know where Maul ends up. I need Kyle Kestis to slide in the main. I need Kestis to slide up in the main world, man, in the main line.
All right, so
pop up
real quick. So you say you already saw Mario movie that came out April 3rd.
Yeah.
Michael came out April 24th. Today is May 2nd. The Devil Wears Prada came out yesterday. Devil Wears Prada 2. Not going to see that. Mortal Kombat 2, May 8th.
I saw Jax. I saw Jax, and I'm just not interested.
I might see it just because there probably ain't gonna be anything else to watch, and I'll just make my son go to the movies with me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's probably the only reason. Because I didn't like the first one. I didn't like the first one like that.
I started out dope, but by the end, I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, and it just didn't have the same like level of lore that like Mortal Kombat usually has, like that kind of mysticism that Mortal Kombat had with it. It just wasn't
so
there.
Contrived. Yeah, I didn't like it.
Mandalorian Grogu, May 22nd. Obviously,
got my ticket.
Masters of the Universe, June 5th. That movie's gonna flop so hard, and
you think so?
It sucks.
I want to be excited for it. I think I need more trailers. I think I need more something to look at.
I used to watch Metaverse way back in the day. That's back when you used to watch like Heathcliff and like Dales and all that shit back in the day. Remember all them old school late 80s, early 90s cartoons, Ghostbusters and fucking, you know what I mean? All that shit, man. Yeah. That movie looks like it's like, who asked for this? I could tell y'all right off the bat what movie's gonna flop. June 12th, a scary movie. What is this? 6? Ain't gonna do that. Nope. June 19th, Toy Story 5. Obviously. I gotta see Toy Story 5 just to continue the story because they didn't need Toy Story 4. We talked about this last time.
I did watch 1 recently. I was like, damn, the animations got so much better since 1.
Right. Oh, it definitely did. Yeah, 100%.
Oh my God. It's crazy.
I remember Incredible Universe across from it used to be right across from the Walmart.
Yep.
It was like a big ass blockbuster kind of thing. Yeah. I won
there's so much cool shit in there.
I filled out the slip, put it in. I won a contest to go see the very first Toy Story in the movie theater. So I won the joint. They drew my name, called me up, said, "Hey, we got 4 free tickets for you to go see Toy Story." Won the joint, got to go see Toy Story. You know,
that's dope.
So that's my attachment to Toy Story.
So you have like an emotional connection to that shit.
Yeah, I got an emotional connection, man. That shit goes back to childhood, man. And we talked about this last time. Frank definitely pointed out like we didn't need Toy Story 4, but it was a cute movie still, and it was good, and the story was like well rounded. You know what I mean? And like, so I'm going to see 5 just to see it. Supergirl, June 26th.
Let me see that.
Obviously, but I'm not expecting much, especially from last year's Superman.
Last year's Superman was great. The hell you talking about?
It was all right.
Look, it's
okay.
Don't worry. You're gonna love it too.
I have not. Have you seen that movie again?
You loved it. Loved it. Yeah.
Have you seen that movie again?
I watched it twice.
See that. I haven't even wanted to see it again since it came out.
What?
Like it didn't take itself seriously enough for me. I hate when movies don't take themselves seriously. That's the problem with
What are you talking about? There was stakes.
Project Hail Mary. Did you see Project Hail Mary?
I didn't.
Oh, to me, it was a good movie. It was a good movie. I know people were throwing around words like Interstellar and The Martian and all that. To me, there was just a lot of points in Project Hail Mary where the movie did not take itself seriously.
Wait, is it because there were jokes?
Too many damn jokes. Too many. Like
it's a comic book movie, man.
But you got to take yourself seriously to let the emotion. We have to be emotional, right? There's a balance there. Avatar: The Last Airbender wasn't always
serious. Were on the edge of your seat during Superman.
Hell no. The only time I was on the edge of my seat was maybe when who's the black guy? When he was like breaking into the facility to get him out. You know what I'm talking about? Who's the black dude? His little action scene. He had the best action scene in the movie. He wasn't even Superman. He had the best action scene.
Dude, when it was fighting in that fucking electronic whirlpool in the fucking in the negative verse they were in. I was on the fucking edge of my seat during the whole goddamn movie. It looked great. It looked good. What? You know? But I wouldn't say I was like baby over the disintegrating particles by the fucking leg.
I think I was way more emotionally invested and in tune with the story.
Find out who Superman was, who the bad guy was.
Think about it. Everybody gave Flash a bad rap, right? The movie Flash, Ezra Miller Flash, when they had the black-haired Supergirl. That movie was way more interesting at the end than Superman was. When Flash kept going back in time and trying to fix the shit, and he came back all deformed and fucked up, and he was messing with the metaverse and all this shit. That shit was way more stakes than any point in the Superman. Like,
It's different.
And everybody shitted on Flash. They were like, "Oh, Flash is terrible."
That's a universal threat. That's different.
I don't know, man. I felt the stakes in Flash. I didn't feel anything in Superman. I was just like, ugh. I mean, you got to take yourself seriously sometimes, man. Like, I'm still going to see Supergirl, but I just don't have high hopes for it because it's like the same kind of vein as Superman.
Right.
So July 10th, Moana. July 17th, The Odyssey.
Oh, the real live action Moana.
Yeah, the live action joint. So
the
Odyssey
live action when you already came out with a sequel for the animated.
They love live action movies. Like they came out.
They got shit left, man.
I watched the live action of How to Train Your Dragon. It's nowhere near as good as the animated. Like, why are y'all even
I saw it on Netflix.
Money?
I didn't watch it yet.
Yeah, that's where I saw it. I'm like, why are y'all even wasting money on this shit? Like, just if you come out with a good animated movie that's acclaimed and loved, leave it at that.
Yeah. Leave it animated. You don't have to make it. Who the fuck is not watching the animated? And if you're not watching animated, then fuck off. Yeah, that's a you problem. We don't need to make an adaptation for those rules.
Just the money
but
grab.
There's so much money to spend.
July 31st, Spider-Man, brand new day, obviously. And then real quick, July 17th, The Odyssey. I'm definitely going to go see that because I like Matt Damon and I like big scope period piece movies. You know what I mean?
I saw Bernthal in there and I was like,
John Bernthal is a great actor. Yo. He really is.
He's not.
What? You don't think John Bernthal is a good actor?
Good.
He might be kind of monotone with his voice. He always has the same voice and everything.
He's the same guy every movie.
He's a great actor, though. All the way from like The Walking Dead when I first saw him.
He's a good actor. He's a good actor. I'm not saying he's not a good actor. He's not a great actor. And he bores me.
September 11th, Clayface. They're coming out with a Clayface movie.
But I saw some of the trailer for that shit.
I think it's one of those Fox kind of, they have to use the rights for this character. You know, that's why Fox comes out with these movies every so often, like Madam Web and all that shit. I think they have to use these characters, something contractually, or they'll lose the rights to them. You know what I mean? So I think like instead of like, you know how they leased Spider-Man to Marvel? I think, does Marvel own Spider-Man now? I think they do. Or do they kind of share the rights to him or something? I think they have to use these characters every so often. That's why they came out with Kraven and all that shit. Nobody wants to see that goddamn movie. You come out with Kraven for it. So,
well, Kraven could be interesting, but you need Spider-Man in.
Right. Like, you don't reason we care about
if
these
you don't have the
Spider-Man.
You got to fight the guy.
If you came out with a Kraven movie, I'm expecting to see Spider-Man in that shit. That's what made Venom so good. I think it was Venom number 2 when he licked the screen at the end when Spider-Man was in the portal. Yeah, that shit was like, oh shit, Spider-Man finally. So Street Fighter, October 16th. That's on that's your birthday.
That's my birthday. Yeah. I think I will see that one, man.
Hey, Dr. K, take him on his birthday to go see Street Fighter, bro. You already know.
We don't have to go for my birthday. Actually, I want to do something else for my birthday. I'm gonna let y'all know about that shit.
All right, I'm down. All right, wrapping up. The Hunger Games comes out November 20th. The next Hunger Games. I haven't even seen the Hunger Games. I don't think I saw the last one. I don't think I saw the whole second movie. I saw the whole first one. How many do they have now? 3? This is going to be 4. So I don't think I've seen all. I don't think I've seen 3. Jumanji 4, December 11th, I guess. Doom Part 3.
There was a Jumanji 3?
Jumanji 3. Wasn't that the one with The Rock and all of them? And Dwayne Johnson and all that?
Wait, then what was Jumanji 2?
I don't know. Shit.
What the fuck? Jumanji 4? I feel like we're missing one. I remember Jumanji 1 with Kevin Hart and The Rock and Jack Black. And
I don't know.
That girl whose name I don't know. And then there was and then they came out with that 2 that I didn't see. But what the fuck happened to 3 and how they got a 4 now?
Okay, Jumanji movie.
It might have been a COVID movie.
Okay, no. This is 3. This is going to be 3. No, this is going to be 4. Jumanji 1995. Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle 2017. That was the Jack Black guy.
Are they counting the original Jumanji?
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? That's not connected at all.
And then Jumanji: The Next Level was 2019, and now Jumanji Open World is 2026.
Okay, that's some bullshit, but okay.
The only original was the original Jumanji, if you ask me. I mean,
yeah, because the second one, well, I guess this is the second one. The second one was just Jumanji, wasn't it?
The second one was Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle.
Jumanji,
so that's the one with Kevin Hart and all them. You know, it's crazy because if you would have asked me when that movie came out, I'd have been like 3-4 years ago. That shit came out in 2017, bro. This is fucking 9 years ago. God damn, bro. I mean, time is flying, bro. I wouldn't even thought that movie came out that long ago. So Dune Part 3, December 18th. Have you guys ever seen Dune? And then, okay, real quick, Avengers Doomsday, December 18th. So it comes out the same day as Dune? Maybe they're going to change that.
Dune 2? Did I watch Dune 2? Shit, no, I didn't watch Dune 2 yet.
Dune was definitely a slower paced sci-fi movie, both of them, but I love those movies, man. Like just the cinematography, just everything was beautiful.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Shots, like the action was there, the drama, the tension, you know, it's just beautiful, man. Like, you know I'm like an action junkie, but not every movie has to have explosions and fight. Like Interstellar is one of the best sci-fi movies I ever saw. There's not a single fight in that entire movie. You know what I mean? But it's just like the action, the music, what's going on, the story of everything, like the way it wraps up.
Honestly, I don't like action in my sci-fi movies. Like good sci-fi movies should be about the science and the fiction of the science.
I'm a junkie. I don't mind a little action. You know what I mean? Like
just a little bit, but like not. I don't want to
like
do
Guardians of the Galaxy. That's a sci-fi movie, and it was
Guardians of the Galaxy is an action movie. It's a superhero
sci-fi
movie.
Action adventure. It's kind of the same thing.
Okay, yeah, but well, if that's the case, then that means
Terminator is a sci-fi movie. What is?
Avengers.
Yeah. I mean, okay.
It doesn't feel right.
More like a sciencey kind of. Yeah, Avengers does it definitely.
Yeah,
definitely
they were in space, but that doesn't really like. There was no science in. There's no science in. And I would argue more that fucking Guardians of the Galaxy was a comedy.
They had a little science.
Where?
They had a little science in there. I mean, okay, science. They went to an alien. They were fighting a battle inside of a severed alien head in a world in a city made inside a severed alien head, bro. That sounds pretty sci-fi to me.
That's just a place. That's any setting. That's a setting.
It fits all the criteria of a sci-fi movie. They were in outer space.
If the criteria for a sci-fi movie is that it happens in space, then 100%. That's not the criteria for a science fiction movie.
It's one of them. It's one of them.
It doesn't happen.
What do you mean?
Dude, there's sci-fi movies that don't happen in space.
Okay. Terminator was a sci-fi movie. It was still an action movie as well. It can be under the same banner. You know what I mean?
Terminator
you can have action sci-fi movie. 100%. You had Skynet. Oh yeah, Skynet, artificial intelligence.
Sci-fi movie definition? I don't know. I'm Googling it now. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting it wrong.
I mean, I think they all kind of loop underneath each other.
Sci-fi, science fiction movies are filmed under speculative. They use a speculative, science-based or futuristic concepts such as advanced technology, space exploration, time travel, or alien life to explore social, political, or philosophical themes. Unlike fantasy, these films ground their scenarios in imagined science, technology, or scientific principles. I'm telling you, it's not the same thing. Like a science fiction movie, and this. Oh, hold on. Let me clarify. This is the fucking AI definition. Let me find something else. Wikipedia. Okay, never mind. It just gave me the Wikipedia definition for science fiction.
I think you can kind of genre.
Like it has to be science-based depictions of phenomena. And that and the focus are political, social, or to explore philosophical issues like the human condition. Like that's not really like Terminator, kind of, because it was about future and like determining time and space. So I would say Terminator, yeah, but definitely not Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, 100% it was, bro. They were in another galaxy inside of a separate. I think. Action and sci-fi, those two genres kind of go hand in hand. I mean, because action movies can be sci-fi and sci-fi movies can have a lot of action. So they kind of go hand in hand. You know,
okay, but also the fact
like movies like Interstellar,
movies like Interstellar have action and not be an action movie, and an action movie can have some science fiction and not be a sci-fi movie.
Movies like Interstellar can be a sci-fi movie with no action, but there is action in it, but it wouldn't be necessarily classified as an action movie. It's a sci-fi thriller.
It's a science fiction movies,
right. But you can have a sci-fi action. Blade Runner 49 was a clear example of a sci-fi action movie. Definitely science fiction. You know what I mean?
I think it was just science fiction.
Hell no, bro. It was like he was running through walls.
There was some action in it, but it wasn't about the action.
It wasn't about the action. No, the action didn't take a main central role in the story. But when Dave Bautista pushed him through that goddamn wall in the beginning, that wasn't action. That was action like a mud. He went to that joint, put the toast to his head, and was like, "Yo, I'm gonna need you to look up and to the left." You know, Dave Bautista was like, "Fuck you."
No, just like look. According to Wikipedia, Blade Runner was just a 1982 science fiction film. And all right, this is the original.
No,
1982.
What about Blade Runner 2049?
Specific. Runner 2049. Yeah, it is sci-fi action.
I think they're kind of interchangeable.
That's not all the time, and they shouldn't be all the time.
Not all the time. Some movies are just action. Some movies are just Wi-Fi. Some movies are just sci-fi. But I think there can be a lot of movies that are action sci-fi.
What about do you ever see The Martian?
Oh, The Martian was definitely just sci-fi. Like
sci-fi.
But see, that's why I was so disappointed in Project Hail Mary, because people were saying like, "Oh, it's like The Martian. It's like Interstellar." Now, Interstellar was a high bar. You can't compare to Interstellar. Even The Martian. The Martian was just
Hail Mary action, or is it sci-fi?
No, not at all. No action. It was definitely a sci-fi movie, but it just didn't take itself. It didn't let you breathe enough on the serious moments. Because
it was funny.
He would have a serious moment and then crack a damn joke behind it. So it was like, okay, like you knew he was going to say a joke before even anything happened. Like,
I understand what you're saying, though, right? Like, and I think that kind of like feeds in with the
you're undermining my ability to take the seriousness of the movie, of the moment.
Yeah,
you know.
For that movie, for Superman, I feel like it's fine. But I think I agree with you, and I didn't see the movie, but I think I agree with you on like something like Hail Mary, because like they don't let you sit with the uncomfortableness.
Like, not at all. Not in Hail Mary.
They don't let you sit with the discomfort. They break the discomfort with the joke, and it's because like they don't. Not they. Let me not say they, but like it feels like the cynicism. It feels cynical, right? It's like you're not able to. You don't have the opportunity to actually deal with the issue. You're just already pushed past it.
Right, because of a crazy little joke. And they did the same thing in Superman. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No,
shit.
I feel like Superman's fine because it's a comic book superhero movie. It's totally well placed.
Funny all the time.
It wasn't funny all the time.
It wasn't. It wasn't because the jokes weren't landing. But it just.
What are you talking about?
It wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't funny.
Landed Superman, dude. It wasn't, bro.
Listen, it wasn't funny. But
it was.
They also didn't let you take the movie seriously either. When he fought that little dragon thing, that was one of the silliest fights I've ever seen. Like, is this Mario or is this Superman?
Like, there's a level of he didn't want to kill it, man.
There's a level of goofiness that you expect with some heroes.
Because he's Superman is not one of them. Yes, he is.
Man, Superman, that movie started out
superhero.
That movie started out so good too, man. Like, it was just different enough from Zack Snyder's joint where he like landed and was all fucked up and the dog took him back.
You're just comparing it to Zack Snyder where they were
no. That was the great thing about it is like because it was so different. Like the tone was so different from Zack Snyder's.
Look, I would have agreed with you.
But then like for some reason it just stopped being interesting. Like it just didn't hold my attention. Like I don't think they let Superman do enough. Like they didn't let him have enough superhero moments in that movie to me. Like save the day, Superman. God damn it, you are the super. I remember telling y'all in our review, Superman.
What did he do?
No.
Teamwork.
That kid who raised up the Superman flag, he did not save that kid. He sent other superheroes that we saw this kid raise the flag in every trailer that we saw.
Trying to stop the planet
from getting split in half. And at the end of the day, he did not save that child.
The planet from getting split in half.
I wanted him
was the point where he was imprisoned, right?
I thought that's why he was fighting the other Superman to get split in half, and then he sent them over there to save him.
Either way, it can't be in both places. I don't know.
No. I wanted Superman to do some super shit and to show all these heroes, hey, this is why I'm Superman and you're you. Y'all go ahead and be a part of the Justice Society. All that.
Superman's entire prerogative is the same.
I'm going to show y'all that I'm Superman. I'm going to save the day. That's what I wanted.
A beacon of hope.
I wanted everybody to be at their wits' end, and then Superman just come through at the end and like, yo, I'm Superman. Don't forget who I am. You know what I mean? Y'all might have forgot, but I'm about to show you real quick why I'm the number one superhero. No.
All right, I'm doing a podcast. Look. All right.
I'm doing a podcast. I love you.
All right. Don't go upstairs. I'll be upstairs in a minute, okay?
Oh.
All right. Look, just stay right there. Lay in the cup. All right, we should wrap this up. Maybe put this kid to bed.
Yeah, man, it's pretty good time for us anyway. But now you're getting my blood boiling with the Superman talk, man. I might go watch it again. Maybe I will.
I don't know what you want. You just want something that nobody else wants. That's all.
Was it not more interesting when they had the automatons in there at the beginning of the movie? I thought that was way more interesting. I was like, explore some of the
robots.
Yeah, like explore some of this. Like show.
Yeah. They'll come back to that.
They went away from that whole thing. The robots didn't even matter anymore. They were only there to get fucked up at the end by the girl with the nanites and shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But they're not all dead. They'll be back. Like they'll be.
Yeah, but I wanted to see them in that movie. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, that was funny.
That's why I don't have high hope. This movie didn't have to be as serious as Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder was like over the top serious, where like there was no room for any kind of levity because of all the seriousness of the moment. I mean, even from Man of Steel to Batman vs Superman to Justice League, like there was not a lot of room for levity.
Comparing it to that, I think that's the issue. Is like,
well, I have to. That's the last Superman movie that came out.
No, because
I have to compare it to it.
The Superman with what's his name, Christopher Reeves. You go back to that. Not a extremely serious movie at all.
No, but it was also 1978 when that first movie came out. Okay,
doesn't matter.
Like, come on,
not a serious, right? Not an extremely serious movie.
The Quest for Peace that's when Nuclear Man. That's when he fought Nuclear Man, bro.
Was that the third one?
That's when Superman went evil. No, that was number 4. So number 1 was.
All I'm saying is that like
number 1 was when he showed up.
Snyder standard.
Number 1 was where he showed up. Number 2 was God and all them. Number 3 was the supercomputer with Richard Pryor, and then number 4 was the Quest for Peace. That was with Nuclear Man.
I don't think I saw 4.
You didn't see the joint with Nuclear Man? I know you saw it. That's when he threw all the nukes into the sun, and then it birthed the Nuclear Man. I know you saw that shit. You had to have seen that.
I might not have seen 4. I do remember 3. I do remember 2. And I do remember 1. Nuclear Man seems contrived, and that seems silly as hell.
I know you saw that
very clearly.
You had to have seen it. That was the best one to me. That shit was best. Well, okay, the one with Zod and then was cool, but then after that was Nuclear Man.
Nuclear
that was
Man.
That was the best one of all his movies.
I do remember that. I do remember the character. I don't know. Maybe I did.
That's when he was going toe to toe with this dude, and he was just as strong as Superman. Like he was fucking Superman up for a lot of that movie.
I just don't remember the rest of that movie because I do kind of remember the character, but I don't remember anything else that happened. So I don't know. I can't speak on that one. But let me just say the point I'm making is that you're just comparing it to Snyder. That's all.
Well, I have to because that's what came before, and I'm comparing it to
Marvel.
No, shit. What we just talking about? The Quest for Peace and all that. Actor Christopher Reeves. I'm comparing it to his because those are the characters that came before. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, well, I don't know what you're saying. Why it's got to be more serious than it is.
I'm not saying. Listen, I'm not saying you got to be as serious as Zack Snyder, but you're also not making a movie for second graders either. That
Yes,
little
you kinda
cute
are.
dragon fight. That joke look like
You
that joke
kinda
like he was
are,
fighting a
yes.
Pokemon, dog.
Superman is kind of like for kids.
Juice. It looked like he was fighting a Pokemon though. But okay,
Yes, you don't
Superman
want a
might be for
horrifying
kids
monster.
because he's a superhero who flies around in tights with a cape. But that's not your only audience that's going to see
It's
it.
also for
Kids are
adults.
not the
I
only
feel like
audience
they
that
had to
want to
hit the
see that movie.
balance. They had to hit the balance, man.
You have to make a mature, smart movie. Even Avatar: The Last Airbender had mature moments in it, but it was made for kids.
Even like, dude, they did it. You just didn't like it. It's all right. That's cool.
They could have done it better, bro. They could have done it better. Could have been better. Is all I'm saying. All right.
Anybody could be better. Trump could be better. He ain't going to be.
But it wasn't terrible. Maybe I'll go watch it again. I haven't watched it since I've seen it in the movies. So, but the next one on the docket is what? Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yep.
So yeah, that's the one we got our hopes up for. So I think that should be pretty good. That should be pretty good.
I have no idea what to expect. I don't even know what it's about. But
I mean, as long as it's not worse than the show, that show was the best thing Disney's done. You know, that and Rogue One for the Star Wars properties. But yeah, have I seen all of Tales of the Jedi yet either? I'm not even sure. I know I saw season 1.
Jedi peak.
I know I saw season 1. I saw all the Rebels.
It Tales of the Jedi. It's a number. Tales of the Jedi. Tales of the Empire. Tales of the what's the other one? Underworld or something.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that one. I didn't see the Bad Batch either. But
okay, Bad Batch is good.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. Let me check it out, man.
I missed the Jedi and the Bad Batch, but yeah. All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is good records. Let me put this kid in the bed. All right, man.
100%, man.
Good cast.
All right, my brother. Hey, man. Thanks everybody for joining us. It's now Sunday, May 3rd,
Sunday now.
2026. So yeah, man. Hey, and peace to Frank, man. We catch you up next time. And
peace,
yeah,
Zero.
Man. Guess that's gonna do us out, man. All right, my brother. Peace, everybody.
Peace.